And we welcome you in to Simmons Bank Field at War Memorial Stadium, historic War Memorial Stadium. Finally, the Parkview Patriots are home. We're glad to have you with us, everybody. Trip Keeter alongside Brett Kincaid. Brett, welcome to Natural State Sports.
Hey, thanks for having me. It's going to be a fun night.
Yep, Brett here is a vet when it comes to this business, so it's going to be a lot of fun here tonight and a lot of fun on the field. But first, we got to go back a couple of days when I sat down with Coach Brad Boulding and a couple of his players talking about this game coming up right now here on the Patriot Sports Network. Welcome into the Parkview pregame show. Today we're a little bit different, but it's okay. We adapt.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No doubt.
It's still a regular show. It's another game day. And you know what? Couldn't have it any other way. Isn't that right, fellas?
Yes, sir.
It's a game that I believe that has been circled in red on everybody's calendars for a while, which, you know, I don't like to say fully because every game is important.
Yes, sir.
And I know y'all would agree. But this is a big game. This is a battle of champions, as I've heard some fans refer to. Would you guys agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
You guys, this is really the last time I'm going to mention the caliber of this game. It's going to feel like a Division I football game. I know it's one thing to say that because there's a lot of Division I talent on both teams, but these teams have passionate fan bases. The bands are going to go crazy. The students are going to go crazy. It's going to be a crazy atmosphere. And speaking of crazy atmosphere, y'all been winning in those atmospheres.
Yes, sir.
I'll start with you, Coach, and QJ, so y'all can pitch in as well. How are you guys staying focused? Because like I said, this game's been circled in red. How are you staying focused for playing such a high-caliber team like the Bryant Hornets?
Well, I'll sound like a broken record again because I said this last week, but
Hey, I'm a broken record too. It's okay, Coach.
it is. It's never about who we play.
Yeah.
It's always about how we play, and if we're getting better in practice, and that's our goal each day is to get better individually and as a team. But I mean, obviously, we know it's a big game. Since the buzzer blew at the fourth quarter last year, that game's been circled, especially in Bryant.
Yeah.
But we don't get too caught up in all that. I mean, it's a non-conference game. Yes, we're going in there to win. Our players don't walk into this building ever and thinking that they're going to lose.
Right.
And I think it's going to be very competitive. I think some of the best players in the state of Arkansas, I know there is on both teams. So people can come out and watch a really good game of really talented players. And it will be like a college-type game. So we're looking forward to it. It's back. We're at home for the first time this year. So been traveling all over the place, and we have been in some very hostile environments for the last 2 weeks. So glad to be home. This will be a great game. I'm expecting a huge crowd.
Yeah. And I know these two guys have been a part of games just as big, but would you guys say this is the biggest games you've ever been a part of, aside from like a playoff game?
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely. Well, not really. I'd say my 10th grade year going against Parkview was my biggest game.
Oh, okay. Hey, I appreciate the honesty. So I'm going to ask you two the same question. It's really tough at this age that y'all are at. Y'all young men, still growing though, to really stay disciplined, stay focused. And I think y'all have been excelling in that so far. But like we've been hyping up all week. Oh, this is a big game. You know, I keep repeating it now to be a broken record. But how are you guys staying focused for this football game?
We're just taking it day by day. You know, getting better at practice, not letting the hype get to us. You know, keeping ourselves accountable, and you know, we just ready. I think we adapt to it. You know, first game, week 0, we played Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
So that really helped us boost our confidence. We went in there and did what we had to do. Then we played Maumelle.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's just like a regular game. Well, not regular, but it's another game to us.
Yeah.
So next game up, basically.
Yes, sir. We just been keeping our mind right. We have already played a big game, so it wasn't really like it's a new environment for real. We just want to be Melissa in one of the biggest environments we'll ever play in.
Oh, yeah.
So, just keeping our mind right, not getting ahead of ourselves and being ourselves.
I like that mentality too of it. It's just another game, because it's really, really easy to be distracted and all. I like to call it the bells and whistles of the pageantry of these big games, but it's just another game.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And I know I talked about this to you, Coach, before Melissa, but this really comes back to the discipline and the culture around the brotherhood.
Yeah, we drive them really hard, and I mean it's not always fun out there practicing because it's the nature of how when we put them through a really vigorous Monday through Wednesday practice that it's really demanding, and we do that on a lot of it on purpose because they get into a game and they can be in any type of situation and it doesn't faze them.
Yeah.
They don't panic. At least that's the plan for it. Because we've been beating them in their head all week about what their assignment is, what it is they're there to do, and we put them in those situations that they possibly could be in that they haven't shown on film, just things that we anticipate them doing. So I think that we prepare them like, I don't know if anybody prepares players the way we do. I'm not obviously biased, with my team, but these coaches do a really good job week in and week out of getting these guys ready.
Now let's talk about practice. Not talking about a game, we're talking about practice. And I know practice can be tough out there. I mean, I was an athlete too. Everyone who's been a part of any sport knows that practice can, for lack of a better word, suck. But I'm going to ask these guys real quick. What are y'all's favorite parts of practice? What's the part of practice that y'all come into every day? It's like, man, I'm kind of looking forward to that.
Team. Going doing plays that we worked on all week against Scout D is really fun, and also scale like 7-on-7 and stuff. That's really fun too. So
yeah, my favorite part definitely scale. It's like more fun, more energetic, and just run around and play ball.
And everybody, it's real competitive. When you think about the level of players that we have out there, and they're on both sides of the ball, so they're competing against each other. And so I mean, they're making each other better, whether they realize it or not.
Yeah, because I've been seeing it all over the weight room and everything. This quote is true: iron sharpens iron. Yeah, and just to hear that y'all are out there competing against each other is really exciting. Honestly, I kind of want to show up with some popcorn to a practice now.
It's really fun. We don't want defense to win, offense. Defense don't want offense to win. So it's gonna be a lot of chirping, but at the end of the day, we all come together as one. And it's just like it's over with.
At the end of the day, we're all family.
We're all family.
I love it. So first, I apologize that this was a kind of a short show, but I want to challenge you guys real quick. First of all, part one: how good are y'all at video games?
I'm very good.
Yeah, I'm real good at video games.
Coach?
I don't do anything on the side of the sleep and eat, work, coach football.
So, Coach, how would you feel if I challenged you to a game of college football 25?
Yeah,
on this show.
I'm sure that'd be real fun for everybody to watch me get just destroyed.
Well, maybe I'll play against some of your players if that makes you feel better.
That's more like it. Let's go to the film room where we got the big screen and do it.
Hey, write it down. We're probably going to do it come deep into conference play.
Good.
Well, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know I hate to bring you in right after practice, kind of come out of your way, but I really appreciate getting to chat with y'all and kind of have a bit of an inside look to Parkview football. And this is only the third game of the year, and this has been a blast. And I think with you two putting the work on and off the field that you have, y'all been giving us some cool highlights, and I appreciate you guys. And
hey, look at these guys. If you would have seen them when they came in there, they look totally different. Their bodies have been transformed, and it's because they came in and worked really hard.
And you know what? What I love about this especially is if athletics for one reason or another doesn't work out, guys like these and everyone on the team, they're becoming young men.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important part of high school football.
No doubt.
Once again, guys, thank you so much, and
Appreciate
good luck on Friday night.
Thank you.
Let's send it back to the booth. Bryant and Parkview coming up right here on the Patriots Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
And we welcome you back into War Memorial Stadium
This place is slowly getting more and more filled up as fans file into the stadium. I see the Parkview band is here. The Bryant Hornets brought their entire college-size marching band with them here tonight. This is pretty much a second home for Bryant, as they're obviously here every single year for the Salt Bowl, but they're no stranger to the state final as well. So both teams pretty familiar. This is almost going to be like a neutral site game.
Yeah, both teams are going to feel very comfortable here. They've played many quarters of football here. Of course, this is the de facto home for the Patriots.
Yeah.
But given as often as these two teams end up here at the end of the season, both very familiar. Nobody's going to be confused about how to get in and out of the locker room, what the feel is like on the sidelines, which just breeds better football. We're going to have a better football game.
Absolutely. And speaking of a better football game, this is probably – not even probably. This is the game of the week in the entire state. These are two high-caliber teams, Parkview representing 5A and Bryant representing 7A. These teams are pretty evenly matched when it comes to talent.
Yeah, you look at both sides of the ball. They both want to do kind of the same thing. Both want to control the line. Both are very fast on the edge. Maybe a slight edge to Parkview in terms of speed on the corners, but you look at what they do. I mean, they both want to control the line. Both want to run the football.
Yeah.
They're setting up. Parkview is a little bit more aggressive with the deep ball.
Yes.
Bryant, excellent discipline. They are very good at waiting and catching you in mistakes. They're going to leak out their tight ends. They're going to leak out the running backs. And as soon as those linebackers start covering those, they're going to hit you right down the middle. And it's just the word of the day for Coach B's defense is discipline. They've got to read their keys.
Very disciplined teams indeed for both sides. And speaking of discipline, you talk about Bryant going to catch you when you make a mistake. They also catch themselves when they make a mistake, because in the season opener when they were playing Benton here, they were trailing at some point in the fourth quarter, and it looked like Benton was, had all the momentum of a freight train, and then all of a sudden Bryant derailed them and then came back and won by, I believe, like 20 points around there, kind of a normal score for the Salt Bowl.
It's a sign of a very disciplined, well-coached football team.
Yes.
These guys don't panic. Again, this was at War Memorial Stadium. This is a place they're very comfortable. They're here every December, it seems. And so they just aren't going to get rattled. And last year, they've been thinking 28-27 for the last 52 weeks. They cannot wait to get revenge. And I think that we're going to see early. I'm eager to see what sort of game plan they roll out. If they're very aggressive, or if they kind of stick to their bread and butter, just pound, or if they're just going to go for the jugular right away. And
you are right. This game has been circled in red for a lot of people across the state, especially in Saline County. Yeah. Because like you said, 28-27, it was Parkview who shattered Bryant's in-state win streak, and they're not going to take that lightly. They're licking their chops right now.
Well, and Bryant obviously circled the wagons and responded pretty well last season. Of course, Parkview just steamrolled their way to another state title. Both of these teams are going to probably be back in this stadium in about 10 weeks' time.
Right.
So, and again, the fun of this game is it's almost like a bowl game. Because this doesn't going to affect anybody in the standings. This isn't a situation where you have rankings and you got to worry if you're in the CFP top 12 or any of that nonsense. This is just a football game. It's not. It counts. It's cosmetic only. They're going to learn a lot about each team. They're going to figure out where their weaknesses are, because this is iron sharpening iron all night. So this is a great opportunity for both teams to really find out who they are, what they're made of, and get ready for conference season in the next week or two, depending on their schedules. I didn't see Bryant's, but this is the time. This is basically the last tune-up before the games really start to count.
Yes, and you're right. Basically, what's on the line the most here for both teams is bragging rights, because you're absolutely correct. Both these teams are more than likely going to be back here for the state final. So it's really just going to be an exciting game. Get your popcorn ready, everybody. These are some stacked teams, a lot of D1 talent on both sides. And now we see a couple of we have 2 Bryant players and 4 Parkview players coming down to center field, or midfield. This ain't baseball, for the coin toss. And let's see who we got down there. We have number 22, Jalen Brewster for Bryant, and number 79, Ian West. I see down there Man and Money and Cameron Settles down there at midfield, and also number 57. Where'd he go? There, Kevin Ellis. There he is. I lost his number for a moment.
No surprise. Money's down there, and these are captains. These are leaders of their football team. These are the folks. These are the kids that folks came to watch.
As we watch the coin toss, you notice that Parkview is wearing their royal blue jerseys, and
what started as I want to say, poetic coincidence became a very special reason, and I'm going to explain to you why right here, right now. Monday morning, my hometown of Heber Springs was heartbroken as our dear friend Bahar Pruitt peacefully passed away, surrounded by friends and family on Monday morning, and she was courageously battling colon cancer, and unfortunately, it caught up to her, and we miss her dearly. And the Heber Springs Panthers, are not playing tonight as they have their bye week. So tonight, the Parkview Patriots and Coach Brad Boulding are helping me honor her tonight by wearing their blue uniforms. And Bahar, I love you. I miss you. I thank you for everything, because if it wasn't for you being my #1 fan and giving me giant hugs at every Panther football game, there's a good chance I would not be standing here tonight or any night. So from here on out, this is for you, Bahar. I love you, and hopefully one day I'll get to see you again and give you another gigantic hug. So thank you, and all my prayers go out to the Pruitt family and all of us at Heber Springs. Thank you, Bahar. And both teams are, sorry, I didn't mean to get emotional. Both teams are getting set and ready to go. And as I see, we can clearly see our Patriots down there lining up. The Bryant Hornets are here on the home side, as normally the Patriots sideline is on the east end of the stadium. So that's where all the Parkview fans will be here tonight. Normally, I believe, for home games for Parkview, all the fans of either team are on the east end, but obviously due to how big this game is, we wanted to keep the fans separate like a traditional high school game. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. I love the fire extinguishers they got down there.
It's very
a cloud of smoke.
Very Coral Gables. Is very much of the U.
Oh,
and
yeah.
you know, Parkview's got that swag. They
Yes.
really do carry that same energy. They walk like champions. There's no doubt about it.
And they fight like champions. They practice like champions. And every now and then when I get a chance to see their practices, they are disciplined and they run like a well-oiled machine. If they see a problem, they immediately fix it. They hold each other accountable. And I'm not just talking about the coaches. I'm talking about the players holding each other accountable.
And that's obviously, I'm glad you said that's an incredibly good sign of culture. This is a program that Coach Boulding has really built up. It was not the juggernaut that it is now before he arrived on the scene. And he's really brought in that accountability factor that you have to have if you're going to have a championship quality program. Is it can't always come from the coaches. It has to come from the players. And the players, this is how you build and maintain a program that is going to compete for championships every single season. If you have somebody, if a junior sees a senior leading, they know how to lead. It's not coming from the coaches.
And here come your Parkview Patriots onto the field and at home for the first time this season, 2-0. Both on the road victories, first in Melissa, Texas, then a dominant win over Maumelle, and an explosion of noise coming from the Parkview side. The Parkview band is here tonight, and we love to hear them because I know for a fact their band director is a UAPB grad, so he adds that flavor to it, and they're going to sound fantastic. Here come the Bryant Hornets onto the field. They need very little introduction. Everyone in the state knows just how prestigious this football team is.
And you know, it's funny. Maybe it's just because where we're standing in the history we have with Parkview, but it does feel as though, in an odd sense, that Bryant is is a bit of an underdog tonight. Like, I think that this is one of those games where we'll find out a lot. But I do have the sense that Parkview, they are walking tall and they are ready to play ball.
Our producer and engineer alongside us is Will Watkins, and he is fired up right now. I don't give this guy enough credit. I know I give him a lot of crap, but he works his tail off each and every week, because not only is he helping set up this broadcast, he's helping set up the entire PCSSD network, a family of networks, for 4 other broadcasts. And finally, he gets a break and gets to focus on his own directing time here as we're about to be underway. And Solomon Aguilar, last week's MVP, who was perfect in all of his field goal and PAT attempts. He had all 9 of Parkview's points in the first half, but then all of a sudden the offense woke up. And
Yeah,
decided to run away with it.
I'd be interested. I'm sure Bryant really ripped apart that tape because the Maumelle was able to really get in the way of what Parkview wanted to do. They just didn't have the horses to keep up. Bryant's got enough depth that they'll see some things they want to exploit.
The sun peeks out of the clouds as the kickoff is away. We're underway from War Memorial. He's going to take it from the 8, shuffles, and he's going to be stopped at the 19, swarmed by a bunch of Patriots. I believe that was number 10, Keenan Latin, on the return.
It looked as though for a moment that there was going to be a little bit of a crease, especially as the gunners on the sides ran past him. But, man, that Parkview speed got there real quick.
I want to quickly apologize as I'm going to be a little slow to see the names of these Bryant Hornets. We were thankfully provided a roster. It's just a little bit small. But you know what? Having a small roster is better than no roster at all. So we'll work with what we got.
Well, so here we go. We're looking at them run. They're already running an empty set.
Yep. Takes the snap. He's going to keep it himself on a QB keeper. Across the 20, the 25, and he's going to be finally knocked out of bounds. Ja'Cory Smith.
It's Jordan Walker carrying the ball, quarterback. He makes everything run for Bryant. He is an OBU commit. The way he plays, that kid's going to play for a while.
5 wide, empty set again. On 2nd down and 4, Walker's going to throw it this time, and he finds a wide open man down the middle. He's going to be chased from behind, a diving tackle. Finally taken down at the Parkview 20-yard line. That was Chris Edwards saving a touchdown.
That is just what we talked about in pregame about the Parkview needs to be disciplined on defense. Oh, Coach Boulding is hot too. And they ran. It was a wrinkle off of the previous play, that design quarterback run. The linebackers drifted with the quarterback, and he pulled up and executed that perfectly.
That was Carter Ratliff, who was wide open for Bryant on the, I want to say it was a bootleg kind of play, because they made it look like Walker was going to run it again.
No, it was the same. It was the exact same execution that they ran the first down play. But they, again, as we talked about in the pregame, those tight ends love to leak out.
Yes.
And I heard the coaches on the field before the game talking to the defense, saying, be disciplined.
Yes.
You have to read your keys. If you see the tight end squat, release back. That didn't happen that time. The linebackers for Parkview drifted, followed the quarterback, and they got burnt early.
Gotta say, we have some beautiful lighting to start the game, as all day yesterday it was extremely cloudy. There were some dark clouds I was driving through on the way here, and now we got a rainbow peeking over War Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, it's a spot to be tonight.
Even God knows this is the game of the week. Walker takes the snap, fakes the handoff, fires down the middle, finds a man, cross the 10 to the 7-yard line. That was number 8, Kamari Austin.
Austin, he listed as a wide receiver. He came in off the slot just there, and again, he just settled in at the empty spot.
So now 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Walker again alone in the backfield. Bryant pulling out all the stops here on their first drive of the game. Walker looks to throw, has to scramble to his left. The pocket's collapsing. Fires in the end zone, wide open. Touchdown, Bryant. The Hornets are on top. That's Kamari Austin again.
Yeah, that was a breakdown. That shows just how athletic the quarterback is at Bryant. Walker was able to move. He was able to get outside, break, contain. He clearly had a first down.
Yep.
But he kept his eyes downfield. This is an excellent execution as a running quarterback. He kept his eyes downfield and found the soft spot.
PAT is up, and it is good. Bryant leads 7-0. You're not even a full minute into this ball game, and it's already getting interesting, as nobody's been able to score on Parkview that fast.
Yeah,
so
that
far.
was impressive. That they I'm sure scripted their entire first series here. They were running wrinkles off of every play. Everything looks the same. It's incredibly hard to defend, especially if you get kids that in the defensive backfield that are drifting and your linebackers are not sitting on top of the tight ends. This is going to be a problem that Parkview needs to fix on the sideline.
As we were talking about before kickoff, both these teams are very, very disciplined. So it's going to be interesting to see how Parkview comes back from this, not necessarily come back, but bounces back, because defensively we've never seen a whole get ripped through their defense like that before. Here, this is the third game of the season, and now we're going to see how their offense can bounce back.
Well, and this would be something we want to follow the rest of the game to see if Bryant is running empty sets. They were running 5 wide every play but one in that entire possession. They usually run with a running back and a shot. So maybe they see an opportunity to spread Parkview out and kind of exploit some of those holes and take away the linebacker play.
Grayson King kicks it away. We return from the goal line by Man. He stepped into the end zone, so it's a touchback. He wanted to return that ball.
Yeah, he's eager to get this game level. Let's do it through a set play this time, though.
So we're going to see what the Parkview offense can do for the first drive of the game, as Patriots trail 7-0. If you're just joining us, this game literally just started 2 minutes ago, and we're already underway.
Well, very eager to see how they respond. This is where you find out what your teams are made of. We talked about this pregame. This is where we figure out what we got for the whole season right here.
Absolutely. We're going to see Quentin Murphy in the gun with Cameron Settles. They bring Money in motion. Hand it off to Cameron up the middle, only going to gain 3 yards.
Well, they got good penetration, Bryant did, through the right side of the Parkview line. They're going to have to get quicker off the ball, because if Bryant is able to stunt through the middle and blow up those inside runs, that outside zone is going to be harder to get to.
2nd down and 7 from their own 23.
They're not moving with as much pace. We noticed Bryant came out early. They were running no huddle right out of the gate. Probably a good idea for Coach B to settle it down a little bit, get his players rested.
And looks like a Patriot jumped as flags come flying everywhere.
That was a tough one. It looked as though he weren't set, and he turned around to see if there was an audible at the line. And he moved too quickly.
So we're going to have a false start against the Patriots. And that'll set them back all the way to the 18-yard line. So now it's 2nd down and 12.
Yeah, you don't want to get behind the stick, especially at this end of the field. This is not starting off the way the Patriots had planned.
Murphy and Settles in the gun. Elston in motion. And gets into the slot. Murphy hands it off to Settles. Settles running to his right side. Needs to gain some yards. Probably gained only about 1.
Great job by Bryant of stretching that out. He was looking for the cutback lane. There was nothing available. And it was a design run with a follow, it looked as though. They wonder if coach is setting something up. But right now, we talked about this game going to be one of the trenches. And right now, Bryant is winning that one handily.
3rd and 11 now from the Parkview 19. We have yet to see the Patriots throw the ball on their opening drive of the game, and now we're going to have a timeout for Parkview.
That's 2 timeouts in the first 2 minutes and 10 seconds of the ball game.
Brad Boulding obviously not liking what he's seeing so far.
Yeah, I'm really interested in what he is saying in the huddle right there. He's clearly upset, and I don't blame him one bit. There's just been a lack of discipline, and it's one thing, it's the buzzword for the day.
Yep.
And there hasn't been, it's just sloppy. I mean, ultimately, that's what it comes down to. If you're getting beat up the front, if you're right tackle, right guard, cannot jump into the gap and prevent a backside tackle like they did on the run play to start this series, then you're going to be in for a long night. I mean, this whole offense is about getting to the edge, getting outside, stretching out those linebackers, and then busting it up the middle, or being able to pop one down the line. And there's just nothing. They're doing nothing right now to suggest that they're ready to take advantage of those, because Bryant is beating them to the punch.
After the timeout, it's 3rd and 11 for Parkview at their own 19. Murphy rolls to his left, fires to Man, and Man-Man's got the reception and the first down.
That's exactly what I was wondering if they were going to do at some point tonight. I didn't expect it to be this early, but they are moving the pocket already, trying to shift the line of scrimmage laterally rather than up and down, because they're unable to move Bryant off the line right now.
Good bounce back there on 3rd and long situation. And now Patriots got a new set of downs. Settles is in the gun with Murphy.
Still moving at a methodical pace here. They're not going up tempo yet.
And off the camera, Settles found a hole and it quickly collapsed. He's going to be pulled down. I think Jonathan Frost had most of that tackle.
Yeah, there was an opportunity if he had bounced it outside. He probably didn't see it, but that boy, they had a lot of green to the right.
Oh yeah. Now 2nd down and 7.
Still a short huddle, but again, they're snapping the ball with a good 13 seconds on the clock. This is not the lightning fast offense a lot of people think that they're going to see.
Elston in motion, goes into the slot. Murphy hands it off to Cameron Settles again, and he sees those holes.
Yeah,
they're
green. Closing.
They close in. Yes,
that was
absolutely.
Very good defensive work on the outside there. Bryant was able to get low, get off of that stock block, and Bryant Davis was able to step up and really make a nice tackle on the field there. Close that hole super fast.
Bryant playing for Bryant. It's got to be a cool flex.
Yeah, I think the B on his helmet is for him.
3rd down and 5 for the Patriots from their own 38. Send man in motion, and Murphy will get a touch pass to him, and he's going to break a tackle, reverse his field. Look out, Amarian Robinson, he can run. He's still going, trying to cross to the 40. They stop him. So no gain after all of that. It was looking like a play on Madden.
Yeah, that's a 70-yard run for about 1.5 yards, maybe half a yard all in. Boy, Bryant, God, they are really doing a great job of stretching these plays down the line. They are not pushing up, which would be obviously a common tactic because you want to get to the quarterback. Well, Bryant understands that Parkview wants to get to the edge fast.
Yep.
They are not rushing upfield. They are rushing along the line of scrimmage and making this very difficult in the early going.
So now Amarian Robinson will punt the ball away on Parkview's opening drive. Jonathan Frost will let it take a Parkview roll. It will be down at the 31. Let's see what the Bryant offense can do, as they did not gain any less than about 10 yards every play, it felt like.
I'd be eager to see how they run out in this particular possession here, if they continue to run 0 back, or if they in 5 wide, or if they're going to try to go back to kind of their traditional, more consolidated approach with at least one in the backfield. And they like to run those slots, those tiny kind of H-back play sets right off the tackle. Looks like they are going to go into a gun with a back in this particular possession, at least it started out.
Myron Thrash, the running back alongside Walker, with trips to the right. Send a man in motion. Walker looks to throw, has to throw quickly, and fired incomplete.
That's well defended right there. I think Coach Bowman got in their ear a little bit because that was a tight end. It wasn't a drag so much, but he kind of was a lazy post corner running across the field. Excellent coverage on that particular play.
That was Cameron Settles that time on the coverage.
Cam doing everything so far.
Yep.
And that's what they're going to need.
This time another empty set, 4 wide. Walker going to roll out and throw down the middle again. And this time it was caught. Wow. Carter Ratliff.
I think it was Carter who they missed on the first attempt on the first play of the series. And it's good coverage this time. I mean, they were disciplined. It was just a very good throw.
Yes.
I'm very impressed with Walker, who runs this offense. He was excellent last year, and he's showing it off again tonight.
Empty set again. Walker almost got sacked, but a couple of Patriots jumped at him, and now he's going to dive for a 1-yard gain as he was swarmed by the defensive line. It looked like Nigel Farsi got the most of that tackle.
And did you see what hand strength this kid has? That ball easily could have been knocked out a couple of times on that run. Nice scramble. Our defensive line is going to hear it from the coaches. Keep your feet. Don't leave the ground.
Yep.
because if we had two ends that were, I didn't see which number it was, but we easily could have converged. The fake by Cody made that an enormous turnaround because it could have been a huge sack.
And a flag on the play before the snap. Looks like it's going to be a false start. And it is.
You're not going to have to worry about delay a game for Bryant, it looks like, so far tonight. They are running and gunning, not wasting any opportunities.
Nope. It's now 2nd down and 13 from their own 45. Makes the handoff, fires down the middle. He dropped it. Keenan Latin dropped the football.
That was a chunk play waiting to happen. They've been running out of this particular series, running trips right with the one back. Eager to see what they do out of this. I'll be watching for somebody jumping out of this trip formation on the on our side of the field.
3rd and 13. From their own 45. Walker drops back, looks to throw. He's got time. Now he's going to run to his left. Has to fire. A flag comes flying. Pass incomplete. Another penalty.
Excellent coverage by Parkview that time. Everybody stayed on their man. It looked like Walker was trying to do a throwback. Everybody was covered. Well done.
Interested to see what these two penalties are, because
maybe I wonder if there's a little hold on the outside here by Parkview, but I didn't see it. But it looks like that's where that would come from.
I wonder if they're going to call a pass interference on Cameron Settles on his coverage.
Boy, that would be a tough, bad break.
Let's see.
There you go. You called a holding on one side and PI on the other.
So
do it again.
Offsetting penalties.
Bryant is ready to go.
Looks like they're going to line up in another empty set. With 5 wide. Walker takes the snap, drops back. He's got to hurry, fires it deep and incomplete. That ball was uncatchable.
No laundry on the field. There was a good amount of bumping, but you're right. That ball was well over his head, not going to be caught. Good defense. This is a good rebound series for Parkview right there. Definitely shut down those throwbacks. Were much better on the defensive line. Missed an opportunity for a sack, but really did rally well. And then great coverage. This was the coverage that you would have expected to see early on. Clearly, Bryant doing something they hadn't done on tape earlier.
Grayson King's punt is away. It's going to be returned by Jermaine Penny. Penny had a long kickoff return for a touchdown last week at Maumelle. This time they corral him down at the 25.
Parkview is definitely losing the field position battle thus far. They're going to need to execute better this series. And Parkview is a team that thrives on chunk plays.
Yeah.
You know, they'll keep pounding these. They're fine with these 1, 2, and 3 yard gains on the edges as long as they can pop one back through the middle. Haven't been able to find those creases so far tonight. And let's watch this defensive line. They will try to gut up the middle. Watch the tackles though, and the ends. They're going to stretch in the middle. They're going to run laterally.
Jack Crosby gets the handoff this time up the middle, nowhere going.
I mean, they're not running stunt. They're not running any pass stunts. These are run stunts. These are hold your man and read. These are very disciplined defensive linemen executing well for Bryant right now.
It's now 2nd down and 10 from their own 26.
This has got to be very frustrating for these guys in blue.
You are absolutely right. So now Murphy and Crosby in the gun. Here on 2nd down. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Murphy fakes the handoff. Has to throw it away. As he was swarmed by a couple of Hornets.
We're going to see anybody in the area. May have gotten away with one there. That was, again, blown up. They're just, that defensive line for Bryant is playing extremely well so far. And it's making it easier, obviously, for these defensive backs. They're not having to live on an island and hold their man for 4 and 5 seconds. they're able to, with the penetration that they're getting and the ability to stop the run, it really frees up linebackers to own the middle of the field.
It's going to be 3rd down and 10 from their own 26. Parkview has not gained a yard on this drive yet. Murphy's going to look to throw. Pocket collapses, running up the middle, bounces off a man. Running outside to his right, out of bounds at around the 30. Not nearly enough for a first down.
No, that's, again, just the pocket collapsed very quickly. They, the most successful offensive play that Parkview's run this far is when they were sliding the pocket to the field side. They're going to have to incorporate more of that because at this point they're showing no evidence of being able to contain that defensive line straight up.
Now 4th down and 5. Amarian Robinson will get set to punt it away. As great as he is a receiver, he's also an excellent punter. A high snap this time. Robinson's not going to even attempt to punt it. He's going to try to run and lose a couple yards. Horrible miscommunication by the Patriots gives Bryant excellent field position.
This is a bad snap and a bad decision. And again, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but just great containment and discipline up front by the Bryant defensive line. They did not overreact. Held their keys, held contain. It was just an excellent play by the Bryant defense and special teams.
It's now 1st down and 10 from the Parkview 29. Jonathan Frost in at running back alongside Jordan Walker. And Walker going to move him into the slot for an empty set. Walker takes the snap, rolls out to his right as the pocket collapses, looking down the field, incomplete.
Just couldn't get enough on that throw. It was there. If the receiver stopped his route short a little bit, Walker didn't have time to set his feet. Ideally, he gets there, sets his feet, moves his hips, and he can throw that back pylon and just lead his receiver. Just didn't have the arm strength.
Jace White that time on the coverage in the secondary for Parkview.
Once again, they're running their line. They're running their running backs in basically an H-back position and in kind of a offline slot.
Walker looks to throw, fires, finds a man wide open, and he's going to be pulled down at the
good open field tackle.
25 by Amarian Robinson.
Yeah, Amarian really got there fast and did not let his man go.
It was Bryant Davis with the reception that time. It's going to be 3rd down and 6.
It's a big play. This is an opportunity for Bryant to really put Parkview on his back foot. This is as slowly developing a play as Bryant has run all night. And once again, in an empty set.
This time they flip the field with their receivers. Walker fakes the handoff, going to run it himself. Has to shift a little, and he's going to be taken down after a 2-yard gain. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Walker's going to get. Coach is going to get Walker's ear on the sideline and say, "Plant your foot and run." He had it. If he would have made a decision, he was looking for that cutback lane. He didn't need it. If he'd just run at an angle to the sideline, he would have got that first down.
Here's Grayson King to attempt a 40-yard field goal from the right hash.
Parkview playing defense in the back.
Kick is up. And he got it.
That's a win for Parkview right there, my man.
Yep.
That easily could have been 14. This was it's a turnover that they were able to only hold to 3 points. Parkview has got to get something going offensively. They've just been stagnant the entire time. There's no rhythm, no flow. There is nothing to suggest that Parkview is ready to get on the get it going offensively. They're going to have to change some things up, or it's going to be a long night. Ultimately, if they can't run the football, Parkview can't do anything.
Yep. This is not only the toughest opponent Parkview has faced so far. This is definitely the toughest opponent Parkview will see all season long. Yeah,
I mean, it'll be Thanksgiving or later before they play a team this good again.
Yep.
And I know, look, you're out here, you roll the balls out, put the helmets on, you want to go win.
Yeah.
They're going to learn a lot, but right now, I know what Coach B wants is to see his guys compete. He wants to see them get out there, use that leadership that they've built within the program, hold each other accountable, get a hat on a hat, and move the line.
So now Bryant Hornets will get set to kick it away. Parkview has 3 men deep to return. It's going to be Money, Man, and Penny.
Those are 3 guys that would not want to kick the ball to.
Nope. The Parkview student section in Section 8 here at War Memorial Stadium on the east side. Man's going to let it roll into the end zone for a touchback.
Once again, Parkview starting at the 20. This is for a team that's having a difficult time moving the football. They have got to flip the field at some point.
Yes.
This is becoming Groundhog Day.
We appreciate everybody watching here on the brand new Patriots Sports Network presented by Natural State Sports. This is our first official home game broadcast as the Patriot Sports Network. And if you haven't already, if you're a Parkview Patriot fan, subscribe to this YouTube channel for more broadcasts such as these.
Bryant lining up again. They're going to bring 4 down.
Ontario Elston now at running back. Murphy's going to throw it to him on a screen.
And
he's going to get swarmed for a 3-yard loss.
That is, I mean, they're just getting beat up front, Parkview is. And that was Matthew Nelson, defensive end, who ended up making a play on a swing out on the side. They are moving east and west on that line of scrimmage. And Parkview's got to figure it out, or this is going to be a long game.
So now 2nd down and 14 from their own 16-yard line. Trips to the left. It's Murphy. Will hand it off to Money.
That's the best crease they've had all night.
And Elson took the ball to the 20. He's still on the ground. Has to be helped back up. Looks like something's wrong with Monterio.
It's a little slow. He seems to be all right.
Seems a little shaken up, but
yeah, now they're gonna they're gonna bring him out.
You can tell he wants to stay in, but they're telling him no, you got to go, and he's going to sprint to the sideline they can check on what's wrong.
That 4-yard inside zone was the best run play that Parkview has executed so far this evening. That is not something you expect to hear about a Parkview team.
They bring on Cameron Settles back at running back in the gun with Murphy. Murphy's going to roll out to his right, looking for a man, and he finds one. Jace White.
There he is. That's excellent. So they brought Settles in, and he ended up running outside as a blocker. They didn't even decoy him as a potential receiver. Excellent. A lot of what Bryant's just been doing. Slide the pocket, hit on the backside. That was beautiful.
So new set of downs from their own 36-yard line. Great recovery offensively by the Patriots.
Maybe that's the spark that they need, because
Yes.
they've got to get something. There's some rhythm now.
Trips to the left this time. Settles takes the handoff. Going to run.
There you go.
Be pulled out of bounds by Nick Miller. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 39.
Positive play on 1st down. I know they'd rather get 4, but 2nd and 7 is a heck of a lot better than 2nd and 12, which is what we've seen that we've been in most of the night.
Yeah, and it's only the first quarter.
Yeah, this feels like a long
football
one.
to play. Yeah. Monterio Elston is back in the game alongside Quentin Murphy, so it looks like he is okay.
Good to see him back out there.
Murphy takes the snap, looks to throw, fires down the middle
There
to
it is.
Jermaine Penny, and Penny gets a 1st down. Parkview is in Bryant territory as they have to have 5 different Hornets bring down Jermaine Penny.
It's amazing what positive gains on 1st down can do when your run game open things up a little bit. They've been, Bryant has been very committed to stopping the run. This time got some protection. They're changing up some of the protections on the offensive line, bringing running backs to do a little bit of the help, and that was very well executed.
1st and 10 now from the Bryant 38. Murphy hands it off to Elston. Money finds a crease up the middle. Going to be brought down. They're going to mark him at the 32-yard line.
This is the power run game that folks came in here expecting to see tonight. They're lining up, running downhill, running those inside zones. eager to see if they can keep this momentum up. If I wouldn't be surprised if they kept a little bit momentum. I'd run this clock a little faster.
2nd down and 4 from the 32. Murphy fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, finds a crease, lowers his shoulder. Is going to be brought down to the 22. 1st down, Parkview.
That was a big boy run right there. I'm telling you, that was really impressive. Tucked it, made a decision, and Matthew Ferguson got the worst of the wear for Bryant right there.
That's going to be the final play of the 1st quarter. As Parkview has momentum now, nearing the red zone as they trail the Bryant Hornets 10-0. We'll be right back in a second here on the Patriot Sports Network. Trip Keeter alongside Brett Kincaid. Glad to have you with us here live from War Memorial Stadium. Parkview has 1st and 10 from the Bryant 22. And we have a flag on the play. Looks like Patriot jumped.
Maybe lined up on the.
No, this time it's an offside, yeah.
A little too eager to get to stretch that line, I think. This end of the quarter came at a good time for Bryant. They needed a breather. They were getting gashed a little bit, finally opening up some lanes. See how well those few minutes of rest did for them.
So now it's 1st down and 5 from the 17. Murphy looks to throw, fires, looking for Jermaine Penny, and an obvious pass interference as Penny's jersey was being dragged down. That didn't happen. That saved the touchdown.
I mean, that's a penalty he's not going to have to run gassers for, because that definitely saved points. 1st down, half the distance, but now at least you're going to make Parkview earn it.
Let's watch the White Hats call here. So it is half the distance to the goal.
Parkview opting to go to the far hash side this time.
Now it's 1st and goal. From the 9. Murphy up the middle himself. Will gain a yard, if that.
They beat a left side blitz, but a good job clogging up the middle there by Bryant.
So it is going to be a gain of 1. 2nd and goal from the 8.
Bryant continue to run. Parkview continue to run similar sets throughout. We're not seeing a lot of variation like we're seeing out of Bryant. They're sticking with what they know.
Murphy hands it off to Elston. Money finds a seam and the end zone. Touchdown, Parkview.
We talked about it in the pregame, the speed of Parkview getting to the edge. They've had a real difficult time the 1st quarter getting there, but they're not a problem this time. Money too fast.
The ATM is still open on a Friday night as the Patriots are finally on the board after a full quarter of fighting for it, and they earned it.
They did. They earned that very well. It was a good offensive series throughout. Really nice to see them get on track. Because this was, I think it was momentum swing. After the turnover and giving up the field goal, coming back, putting together a very much what you would expect, a very Parkview drive.
Yes.
ran the ball well, found the creases, hit the big plays, and then forced some penalties out of Bryant through their just out of understanding that Bryant was filling the back of the end zone. You get the clear and obvious pass interference. And Parkview just took care of business right afterwards. This is what you expect out of Parkview, and this is what I expect to see for the rest of the night.
Our main man, Solomon Aguilar, with another successful PAT, and we have a 3-point ball game. For the first half of the first quarter, things were looking a little hopeless for Parkview as Bryant was just running all over the field, and now it's a chess match.
Well, this is why you got coaches, right?
Yep.
They're making adjustments. They're drawing it up. They're hearing from up here in the booth. They understand that they've got to do something different. The game plan that they had is not the game plan that they need, and it's like the champ Tyson has said, everybody has a plan until you get punched in the mouth. Well, Parkview got punched in the mouth, and now they're rallying and figuring it out.
We looked at the instant replay just now for the first time. We actually have a monitor where we can see the live feed of the broadcast, and Montario got some great blocks, especially down the middle.
Yeah.
As the Bryant defense, they were biting towards the middle. They've been accustomed to the Patriots trying to punch it up the gut, and this time it fooled them.
Yeah, you run that inside zone so much. Once you get the hook set, that outside opens up.
Kick will be returned from the 8, and look out, a flag comes flying. This play might be coming back. Montario Elston finally had to push Keenan Latin out of bounds, but this one might be coming back for a block in the back.
I'm glad they caught that one back there, because there was another one around the 40 that was a clear and obvious hold that I guess the line judge had his back turned.
So it is going to be a hold on the Hornets. So the Patriots catch a break here for their defense.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you don't want to put too much weight on one play. But Bryant, you're feeling good there for 3 seconds, and then here you are back in the dungeon where Parkview has been the whole time.
So now they're going to spot the ball from the Bryant 11-yard line.
It's the worst field position they've had all night. Eager to see how they respond, what they do, if they decide to tighten it up a little bit or continue to run wide open. Looks like they are going to continue to run wide open as I see 5 receivers on the field.
Walker will be alone in the backfield, an empty set. Claps his hands, trying to get Parkview to jump, but no dice.
And he keeps checking the sideline. They've got 3 plays probably they called in the huddle. Now he's going to it. Watch that clock.
Play clock is now at 0.
Yeah, they didn't
get him.
I said earlier tonight, I said there's no way we're going to worry about delaying the game with Bryant, and here we are, making me eat my words in the second quarter.
They're running the no huddle for the first quarter.
Yeah, they didn't call the timeout. Probably a smart coaching decision to not burn one right there. You're already back up. Just take half the distance, protect the ball, see if you can get lucky, and then try to punt and turn the field over.
So now they're on their own 6-yard line, 1st and 15.
Yeah, Walker's going to line up in the end zone.
Speaking of the end zone, I like that they kept the Arkansas Razorbacks painting in the end zone. Very nice touch.
Yeah, I mean, these two teams play here so much, they might as well put Bryant on one side and Parkview on the other.
Walker is going to have to scramble out of the end zone as the pocket was collapsing. Bounces off of a Patriot at the 10. Corralled out of bounds at the 10.
Yeah, that was a nice job by Ellis coming up there. He did not get enough, but he got enough to slow him down and turned what could have been a really big chunk play just when Bryant needed it into nothing more than a few yards.
And you're right, that was Kevin Ellis who made that first bump to slow Walker down. And so now it's going to be 2nd down and 10 as they're back at the 11.
We waited for the cavalry to arrive.
Another empty set. What a shocker. Walker looks to throw after a low snap, has to quickly get away. There was a Patriot right in his face, somehow didn't bring him down.
Well, Walker doing his best KJ Jefferson impression.
Yeah.
He clearly lifts weights. That kid is very strong. He shook off a couple of Parkview defenders like they weren't even there, setting up 3rd and short.
He was made in a lab. Going to spot the ball at the 20, so it's going to be 3rd down and 1. We have not seen a sack for a loss here so far from the Parkview defense. A quick pitch
Ooh.
and throw, and no dice.
Interesting decision here for Bryant coaching staff. I think surely you got to kick the ball away. There he comes. It's tempting. I don't understand that. I understand that they have a philosophy, right? Like they're running open. They have a game plan. They know what they want to do. It's 3rd and 1.
Yeah.
Why are you not getting under center? You got a big, strong kid at quarterback. Nobody's lining up over the center for Parkview. You've got angles. It baffles me. Coaches overthink these plays way too often.
So now Grayson King will get set to punt it away. It's a low punt. Jermaine Penny drops it. He dropped the punt. It's like Arkansas at Oklahoma State all over again. And Bryant will take over from the 45.
Never had it in his hands. They need to get a baseball coach out there and start hitting fly balls to these punt returners, because this was why field the punt at this point? Really, what are we going to get out of it? This would have been a 30-yard change of possession, probably, maybe 40. Just let it hit.
And he didn't dive on the ball either. As I'm looking at the instant replay on the video board, he was kind of juggling it, trying to prevent it from going to the ground when he could have easily just fallen on top of it and still would have been Parkview football.
No, absolutely. It's just, it's just a mistake. You can't do that in this game. You have to play clean.
Penny's still in the game, and hopefully he's going to shake it off because he's a talented athlete.
It's effectively 2 turnovers for Parkview.
And look out, Walker somehow shakes off a sack and passes tipped incomplete.
Boy, Walker got cut in half right there at the end of the play. Looking good on him for getting up off what was a pretty solid hit right there. Who was that? That was Ja'Cory Smith right there that came in and just cut him right in half. A little pause in the action.
Yeah. And did we have a penalty? Yes, there was. I didn't see a flag.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
So
too busy watching Walker get
Yeah.
sawed in half like a magic show.
Also a good coverage in the secondary by Parkview as well. Yeah.
Yeah, they've really tightened up since that first drive. It's been just night and day in the secondary.
Now 2nd down and 15. Going to hand it off to the left, and he's going to be swarmed, as that was number 33, Zechariah Curtis Jones, on the carry.
Did not have much going on there the whole time. That was well sniffed out by the Parkview defense. Tried to do a little misdirection, a little counterplay.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Now look, we're bringing a running back maybe for the 3rd time tonight.
Ja'Cory Smith was one of the Patriots on the tackle, one of 3. And they'll hand it off to him again, and he'll only gain 3 yards. Another good group tackle by the Parkview Patriots. Micah Johnson back there as well.
Yeah, that was well done as well. The defensive line is stepping up, and we saw Ja'Cory also come in off that tackle as well. He's playing really well right now.
So now 3rd down and 12 to go here for Parkview. They'll bring in Jonathan Frost off from the sideline, as he's going to be lined up at receiver.
Bryant definitely slowing down the pace. I mean, this is a team that was going as fast as they could early. Now we're 7 seconds on the clock.
3 to play. Gets the snap away. Another counter, this time to the right, and some extra room into Parkview territory, and gets the 1st down. Or was it just short? Because
and they're going to have to measure this one.
Yeah, they're at the line to gain.
Where the Bryant sideline is telling them it is. Now the white hat's saying it is.
And they'll move the chains.
That's a nice little look right there. Very nice on the delay. The linebackers appeared to be in good position right there. He just beat them to the spot. That's ultimately what it came down to.
So now 1st down and 10 from the Parkview 44.
Back to an empty. They were getting some. They were having trouble right there. This seems to be the more effective set.
Walker takes the snap, and he's got some room on the QB keeper. Runs out of bounds inside the 30, and another set of downs here for Bryant.
That second play of the game with the effectively a play action with the quarterback run and then burnt downfield. That's going to pay dividends all night. You just cannot bite. You have to sit back just in case, and Walker took advantage right there.
Empty set with trips to the left from the 30. Walker fires on a quick screen pass up the middle inside the 20. And they're going to mark him at the 20, maybe the 19, so that will be a first down in the red zone.
This is something that really shows up on the tape with Bryant. They love these quick hit passes. You've seen them. Frankly, they've had some opportunities they just did not execute earlier in the game. That was well done right there. But now the field's shrinking. It's going to be harder to pull that off.
Ball at the 19, and we had some Hornets jump before the snap. A couple of their receivers down the far side.
Even more difficult if you act illegally. They will move you back. Good field goal kicker for Bryant, though. So they're still well in field goal range. Parkview's burned their last time out of the half.
Wow.
With 8:41 to go.
And they had to be quick with those first 2 timeouts as well, as Brad Boulding did not like what he saw from his team.
Boy, Coach B was hot that second one. And I don't blame them. They just forgot everything they were coached all week.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're remembering now, but it's time for the defense to put up that, get a little spine, a little steel in their spine.
Yeah.
And try to slow this down and force the field goal attempts.
Normally, we have a booth next door to us where Coach Bobby Boulding would be and some of the coaching staff, and we would be able to absolutely hear him every time there's a mismatch or a miscue on defense, because he is let's say a very passionate coach.
Yeah, and he, I'm sure, has a lot of words right now that he would to say. He'll be down in that elevator real soon, as soon as he can, to get down and talk to these kids at halftime.
Oh, to be a fly on the wall in that locker room during halftime.
I think those flies might blush and fly on out of there. There's a lot to be said. I think, obviously, it's a 3-point game. The game is well within reach, but they have got to tighten up some of these things, and especially these backside coverages.
So now 1st and 15 from the 24 after that penalty by Bryant, the false start. Now another empty set. Send a man in motion into the slot, and another jump. False start again.
Yeah, that one was pretty obvious to see. I noticed that that was Bryant Davis that they put in motion, and if they wouldn't have called a false start, they might would have called a illegal motion afterwards, because he was heading towards the line when the ball was snapped.
So now 1st down and 20. Normal football team would see this as an impossible situation. This is just another simple challenge for Bryant. As Walker is hit as he threw the ball, and it pass falls incomplete. Wow. Amazing pressure that time by Parkview.
That was incredible pressure, and that was excellent defending there by Penny. He was lined up press coverage on this receiver here on the near side of the field. They switched off because he caught the motion receiver coming out to the flat. That's what they like to run. He did not keep. They did a nice job confusing Walker, frankly, with the coverage.
Yeah. So now 2nd down and 20. Walker's been liking to throw it short on screen passes or slant routes, but he might be looking long here.
Yeah, corners are backed off a little bit here. They're going to give up something underneath if they need to.
And another flag. Wow.
Man, this is going the wrong way.
Another delay of game.
Not just one, but 2. They have to eat 2 piles of crow tonight. Yeah, interesting to see what they do here, because they've been mixing up coverages. Now it's 2nd and forever. They obviously were able to convert a 3rd and long earlier, but now they've got to see what are they going to do here. Are they going to, if you're playing Madden, you're throwing deep to get the touchdown. Right here, I feel like you're probably looking at just chopping down the tree.
2nd down and 25. Walker rolls to his left, fires, and this one's going to go out of bounds. Into scared cheerleaders.
Another great job in the defensive backfield by Parkview on this Sunday. They switched coverages. Walker was running to the near side of the field, looking for a backside. Wasn't there this time. They shut it down, double coverage even. And then great coverage on the backside here by, who was this? Jace White.
I have a bit to say about this current drive, but it's 3rd and 25. I'll prevent a commentator's curse for a moment. It's a very real thing.
Just by acknowledging it, I think you opened the door.
That's why I won't say anything.
Yeah.
Walker up the middle.
Nice and vanilla. Smart.
Yep.
Set up an opportunity for, I mean, this is no gimme, that's for sure.
Yep. So now they're going to bring out the field goal unit on 4th down.
Or are
will
they?
they? Yeah, because the line to gain is the 10-yard line. And they're going to go for it on 4th and 22. Wow.
I don't blame them. I mean, you're not going to get anything on field on coverage here on turning it over.
Try to get Parkview to jump the snap again.
Yeah, they've
Now
got
they're
all their
calling audible.
timeouts.
See what they do here with 7 now on the play clock. Walker's going to throw it deep. Going to step up, and he's going to be sacked.
Ended up losing yardage. I just said there's nothing to lose. I didn't account for the fact they'd be a snack. I thought that would actually just be a quarterback run. Mm-hmm. It seemed the safest play. Effectively, it was. It just ran the wrong way.
Micah Johnson that time with the stop. And now I can say what I wanted to say. This drive for Bryant started with a mistake from Parkview, but then after that, after a couple good plays from Bryant, it's been mistake after mistake after mistake. Constant penalties set the Hornets back.
Yeah, early season football. If you see this in conference play, the coaches are going to lose even more of their hair. But in this particular instance, it was a great opportunity for Parkview to stop the bleeding. This easily could have really put them on their back foot. Now they got the ball with a chance to get the lead before the end of the first half.
Murphy hands it off to Settles, and Settles is going to lose a couple yards. He's back to the 31.
Yeah,
Ouch.
they're not getting a lot off of the read option right here. This is very clear that Bryant has the ability to sit back and watch. Mm-hmm. A lot of teams, they pin their ears back and just come hard up the edge, make that an easy read. Bryant's stretching it out. Good on them for doing it. Now let's see what Parkview does to kind of come up with the counterpunch.
2nd down and 16 now from their own 31. Murphy's going to roll to his right, looking to throw, and incomplete, in and out of the hands of Montario Elston.
Yeah, you were trying to get to Montario. You had Jermaine Conway underneath.
Mm-hmm.
He went for the, would have gotten 5 to 7. Went for the 10 to 12 yard gain there. Came up empty. It's one of those things as a quarterback, as he matures, he's going to need to take what's available right there. Because now you have a chance where you had momentum on your side.
Yep.
Now it's sliding backwards a little bit. Not taking advantage of an opportunity, and not being able to flip the field. As good as he is, we can't punt the ball all the way inside the 10 from him.
3rd down and 16. Murphy's going to throw. Fires, tipped, and Money could have had it on the tip if he kept his stride, but he jumped for it after the pass was tipped by Nick Miller.
That ball hung in the air for 5 seconds, it felt like.
Yeah, it was in slow motion.
It kept wondering if Money was going to come back and grab it,
Yeah.
or if the deep safety from Bryant was going to come up and steal it.
Like I said, if he just kept in stride, he would have caught that ball. It would have fallen right onto his chest.
Yeah, and again, it's decision-making, right? And that's what you need out of your quarterback. There was an opportunity there to get some of the yardage back, but again, 3rd and long, I understand you're going for broke, and now we're getting all sorts of problems on the sideline.
Yeah, they tried to bring Ja'Cory Smith on, but he quickly goes to the sideline. There's the punt from Man-Man. It's going to be fair caught by Jonathan Frost, and they'll take over from their own 32. 33.
Yeah, not a bad punt, not a bad situation. You just feel like you missed an opportunity right here, Like this was an opportunity after you muffed punt. Brian gets down in the red zone, then bam, 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 bam. All of a sudden, it's 4th and 25.
Yeah.
You get the sack. You're feeling good about yourselves, but then you just can't get any momentum. Once again, losing on 1st down, cannot do that. They've got to win on 1st down.
1st and 10 from the 33. Going to hand it off up the middle. And still pushing after a quick scrum down at the 39.
Ja'Cory came in and brought the thunder, but that was going the wrong way. Pushing forward a little bit.
That was Daniel Anderson that time on the carry, and he quickly jogs off to the sideline after that one play. Now it'll be Thrash in at running back in the gun. Trips to the left. They'll give it to Thrash up the middle. Gets the 1st down and then some. Still on his feet into Parkview territory. Finally corralled down at the 39-yard line is where they'll mark him down.
Nice execution on a little counterplay to the near side of the field. Now we're seeing Bryant get back into their up-tempo game. This is what was working for them early. This is what I expect to see more out of for them for the rest of the game.
New set of downs. They'll hand it off to Thrash again. And correction, that's Anderson that time.
Nice move by Anderson. Again, made himself small there to get it upfield a little bit more, get about 3 more yards out of that play than what he looked like he was going to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, again, they're moving quickly. Here they go again. Running the same set, too. Trips left with 1 back.
2nd down and 3. Trying to get the Patriots to jump again.
Yeah, Parkview not revealing anything with their coverages right now.
Takes the snap.
That's another little
Hand it
counter.
off again and gets the 1st down into the 25.
It's like Novocaine. Let it just take your time and it'll work.
Daniel Anderson again as he jogs off the field. They're rotating their running backs quite a few, as that's Myron Thrash now in the gun.
And Walker's just executing. I mean, he's just sitting back. It doesn't even look like these are reads. It looks like these are just straight calls on a counter.
So new sub downs from the Parkview 25. Walker's going to hand it off to Thrash down to the right side, has some blocks into the red zone. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the just inside the 20.
Parkview's going to have to backside defense is really going to have to play well here because they're setting up that they're going to run a keeper off of that play at some point tonight.
Going to keep running the ball here as Thrash bumps off a man and still on his feet, trying to spin away, but pulled down at the 17.
Thrash is definitely the thunder part of Thunder and Lightning. That kid is a bowling ball down there.
Looks like they'll bring Anderson back in at running back here on 3rd and 2. They'll give it to Anderson, and wow, he is picked up. He's only going to gain a yard.
If that. Look, the side judge here is not giving him anything. Very good defense. They really held it well. It was a nice play. They were pulling the backside guard, just couldn't get there fast enough. Parkview was able to penetrate upfield very effectively that time.
Marlon Liddell helping him back on his feet, helping Daniel Anderson after it looked like he kind of stumbled over him and fell on top. So it's like, sorry, let me help you up. So now 4th down and 1.
So yeah, Thrash back in the ball game, looks like.
And they'll fake the handoff to him. Walker, a touchdown was saved by Cameron Settles, but Walker will get 1st and goal from the 5.
And Bryant's wasting no time. They're running right back out there. And Baker back in and running back. They're going to line him up on the edge now, though.
So now empty set. Walker's going to throw. Looking to the right, fires, touchdown.
It was just sitting there. They, linebacker or D-back, they were kind of bit on the run, and it didn't take long. It was a small window. He just he took 2 steps in. If Walker doesn't see it, he's able to recover and drop back. But that was didn't take much. Walker executed well.
It's Carter Ratliff wide open again.
This is missed opportunities, man.
Bryant has led the entire game starting from the opening drive, and now they extend their lead 17-7 with 3:37 left to play before the break.
If you're Parkview, I know these coaches and fans and players are so frustrated right now.
Yeah.
They've had this, they're down 10, and it's easily could have been a tie game, or Parkview even could have been in the lead. They've just missed opportunities, sloppy with the football. Bryant's trying to give it to him with all these penalties and putting themselves in bad situations, but then you have the muffed punt, and you have you get the ball back after that, and you have a chance to set a drive, and you can't. And so on 1st down, instead of being 2nd and 7 or 6, all of a sudden it's 2nd and 12.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no offense in the country that can execute well after that. They just are not. They're not executing and winning first downs. And Bryant is taking advantage of it, and they've clearly found something with this no huddle because Parkview is having a very difficult time of adjusting. It doesn't matter because you see them running that with an empty set with 5 wides. You also see them run it with the trips package where they run to the near side with a 1-back. You see it both ways. They're able to execute it very well both sides, and they can then option out of that. It's a good offense. It's very difficult to defend.
Yeah, we just saw a shot of the Parkview sideline. A lot of frustration down there, not just from Coach Bowling, but from the players as well as the ball is kicked away. Time returned from the 8. That's man-man. Finds a seam, slips away, across the 30, brought down to the 32. Great return that time by Omarion.
Yeah, Marion jumped up. He's got some energy to him. This is an opportunity now. Parkview has got to move. They've got to move the football. Cannot have a negative play on first down again. Simply can't do it.
Nope.
They've proven Bryant's defense has proven that they are willing and able to sit back. They want to win first down. They are there to stop the run. Parkview is unable to execute the short passing game right now because of the pressure they're getting. So unless they're able to move the football and roll the pocket, this is very difficult for them to get ahead.
1st and 10 from the 32. Murphy fires to the right side, finds a man. Quickly out of bounds is Kyron Marshall for a first down.
And that's exactly what I was just talking about. They rolled the pocket to the near side, had somebody out there. He didn't try to do too much. Saw his man 12 yards past the sticks, about a 12-yard gain. That's exactly what they needed. Now let's get some tempo and move the football.
Now another set of downs from their own 46.
Yeah.
And a flag.
Yeah, that's going to be on Ontario. That was just a little flinch. Barely enough, but enough.
So that'll set the Patriots back by 5 yards. So after the penalty, a 5-yard penalty, it'll be now 1st and 15 from the 41.
He's basically losing on first down again.
And off to Dak Crosby, only going to gain a yard.
Yeah, this is becoming the story of the night so far. They've got to tighten up. Again, that first down play of the series, exactly what I was seeing, exactly what I was expecting them to do.
Yep.
Executed perfectly. Now going back to that inside zone, it's just not there.
Nope. So now 2nd down and 14 after the 1-yard gain. Murphy's going to throw. Fires deep and incomplete.
Too deep. Boy, that was
Way
good.
too deep. Kyrick Folks was in stride.
If you're going to miss that pass, that's the way to miss it. You're throwing it out there only where your guy can get it. It was just not, just lost the one-on-one. But the problem is, you needed a positive play on 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 14. Now you're way behind the sticks once again. 2:54 on the clock. The clock is stopped.
Yep.
If they don't execute here and pick up the first down, then Bryant's going to get the ball back, and they've got 3 timeouts.
And we see in the far tunnel, I know it's not on camera, but the Bryant Marching Band, they have a college-sized band, will more than likely bring you their performance thanks to being a commercial-free network. Penny in motion. Murphy rolling to his left, fires to man-man, gets the reception into Bryant territory. Not enough for a first down, though. He's going to be tackled at the Bryant 46.
Typically I say this is a no-brainer. You have to go. I think you got to at least sit and think about it for a second here, but you don't have the luxury of a timeout to discuss. You're really in no man's land. You're giving the ball back in excellent field position to a team that has timeouts and kind of has your number right now. I like the call. I really do like the call because I don't think you get enough out of it with the punt. But, boy, you're setting Bryant up if we don't execute.
4th and 2. Patriots going for it. Murphy's going to run. Slips away. Gets the first down. Wow, great feet.
Excellent job. Way to keep your feet, son. That was really well done. And couldn't see who that was. I don't know if it was Monterio came in. There was a really nice block. I think it was Monterio came in on a nice block to help seal the edge. That was a run all the way. There was no option. When Monterio pulled back, that was very clearly going to be the play.
Just over 2 minutes remaining in the half. Murphy takes the snap on first down. Pocket collapses. He's running away like he's got eyes on the back of his head. He's still on his feet running. Gonna go. Oh my goodness, he was met. Still on his feet though after the hit from Nick Miller.
Well, that was an Oklahoma drill and live play
Yeah.
right there, baby. That's what you want to see.
You could hear the ooh from the crowd there.
It was a great Odin's Raven situation. That was a bang on. Love it.
The unstoppable force met an immovable object.
All for a net of about a yard.
Yeah. We second down. They're seeing the replays. That was a clean hit.
Oh, yeah, that's just good football right there.
Good football, and a great job by Quentin Murphy to not lose his footing, stayed on his feet through the hit.
Yeah, he's got to get it. The clock in the head's got to get a little faster on these passes.
Quick touch pass this time.
Just at the edge.
Down to his right side. Flag comes flying
that's a
upfield
cheapie.
as Kyron Marshall had a decent gain on that play.
That's a cheap one. That's the first one I can say tonight that I just absolutely disagree with. There's a certain amount of tugging and pulling going on downfield. It's not like he was 20 yards downfield.
So they're going to call it a holding on Parkview.
Good job setting the edge. That little touch pass is dangerous. You can see it on the replay. He gets outside. He made that little nod in. There's the hold right there. He's let him go.
Yeah.
That's a cheapie. Don't like that one at all.
Quickly apologize. That was Jermaine Penny on the carry that time, and he's still on the field. This time at receiver. Parkview didn't realize they have to go back a few yards.
Well, they're backing up from the line of scrimmage, not from the spot of the foul. This is a killer. This wasn't a pass attempt.
Yeah. So now they're in their own territory again from the 48. Second and long. Penny in motion. Goes into the slot. Now 5 wide as Murphy looks to throw. Fires deep into double coverage. Almost a fantastic grab by Kyric Fultz. Just out of the tip of his fingers.
It's very dangerous throw right there. That safety was sitting back watching. Great job by getting through, stepping up in the pocket. Not a lot of it. I mean, it was really good coverage. There wasn't much out there, but he did not have the ability to pull it down and find any open receivers, and he certainly couldn't run. That safety just came over.
Yeah.
Oof, look at that.
That was perfectly timed, too, by that safety, getting to him right as the ball hit his hands.
And still a 50-50 ball.
3rd and 19. Murphy has to throw, and in and out of the hands of Elston, as Elston wouldn't have gained much yardage anyway if he caught that ball.
Yeah, Murphy's letting it fly a little bit. Those deep balls are great. He's had a couple of those in the medium flats that are just a little bit high. Receivers are having to jump. Again, this was another missed opportunity for Parkview. They really had the momentum, stymied by a bad call, but you got to get over it and move the football. And they just, too many high risk, low reward plays.
So now Robinson will get set to punt the ball away. Just under a minute remaining before halftime. Good punt and a fair catch by Frost at the 21.
Amazing what you can do when you catch the football on a punt.
So 16, by the way. Beg your pardon. Just
Yeah.
a few yards short, a few yards away from my call there, so I apologize. But
53 seconds left to the team that is penchant for moving the ball quickly and efficiently without having to huddle.
Yeah.
This is not an unusual situation for them to go hurry up. That's basically half of their offense.
It's no surprise, too, that Bryant has had most of the control in this game. They didn't come into this one as the underdog, as Hootens picked them to win. As they're pretty much, these are two of the top teams in the state battling it out, despite being from different classes, 7A versus 5A. Here's Walker. It's going to be stuffed. Ball comes out. Ball comes out at the 20-yard line. Parkview is saying they have it. Will Watkins, our producer, is screaming that we have it. And the Parkview Patriots have the football at the 20-yard line in the red zone. Wow.
Finally, you see a Bryant mistake. We've seen small, silly mistakes with the penalties. This is the first big one. Now it's important that Parkview cash in.
trying to see which Patriot jumped on that football. I couldn't quite get a good look at the number. It might have been Jeremy Edwards. We're going to look at the instant replay here.
It's collapsed on the...
And there's the ball on the ground. Who jumps on top of it? It was Jeremy Edwards.
And Kevin Ellis did a great job of fighting through that block and collapsing down on Walker. That's not where you expect to see that ball turned over. That was set up by Kevin Ellis of just powering through that block and pushing the blocker into the quarterback.
1st and 10 from the Bryant 20. Murphy looks to throw down the middle to Money, in and out of his hands. Just too low for Ontario to catch it.
He's going to catch that most of the time. He's going to be kicking himself later. That is, if that's not a touchdown, they're 1st and goal at the 2. Boy, that's frustrating. Got to get your head up.
Yeah.
Got to flush it. Get to the next play.
Murphy doing a good job to keep his composure, but you could tell he panicked a little bit to get that throw away. Hence why it was a bit too low. But like you said, most of the time, Money catches it.
Yeah, it's a catchable ball. Not every ball is going to be perfect.
Nope. There's Murphy. Great pass to the left. And incomplete. I didn't even see the ball. I just lost it.
Yeah, it went right through his hand again. Those high balls to the far side. When they roll the pocket, it's great, but in rolling it, to his left side, he's able to throw it to that side. But when you have to stop and set your feet, that's almost impossible to do.
And that wasn't a bad throw at all by Quinn. It just went straight through the hands of Robinson.
No, you can't blame these on the court. Those are two very catchable balls.
So now 3rd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. 40 seconds frozen on the clock. Murphy and settles in the gun. Quinn's going to throw. Fires and way overhead as he was looking for Jermaine Penny.
He just didn't have time.
No, he did not.
Bryant defensive line is just getting pressure up the middle, which is no quarterback likes pressure at all. You really don't like it at your feet. It's coming straight up the middle, really affecting his sight lines.
Yeah,
probably what really affected that first touchdown attempt to Money there on 1st down. That's something they're going to have to fix early in halftime, because right now Bryant is really getting some penetration up the middle.
Now a 37 kick attempt from Solomon Aguilar. The kick is up, and it is good.
Got something out of it. That's what you needed. Boy, they really wanted that touchdown. Felt like it was right there on the tips of their fingers. And technically, I guess, was on the first down play. But that is but you know what? You got points out of it. It's a one-score game. You tell your kids when you go in at halftime, we get the ball back.
Yes.
We're going to be able to, as long as Bryant doesn't, come in the next 30 seconds. And after the last fumble, I would not at all be surprised to see if they just shut it down. Parkview has no ability to stop the clock.
Nope.
So just get to halftime with your 7-point lead.
Mm-hmm.
Get your guys rested. Look at what you're doing. Pump them up. If you're Bryant, you're pumping up those defensive linemen. You're saying, guys, you're doing exactly what we told you wanted you to do all week. We're proud of all the effort you're showing. Get some water. Get some Gatorade. Take a breather. And if you're Parkview, you're getting those offensive linemen together, and you're saying, listen, I need my guards to step up. If you can't do it, we're going to find somebody else who can, because we cannot allow that pressure up the middle, or we're never going to be able to be successful in this offense.
Now 31 seconds as Bryant's going to bring their guys close, anticipating a onside kick from Solomon Aguilar. And this time it's just a pooch kick. And quickly returned and ran out of bounds by Jonathan Frost.
It's a smart play on both teams.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Coach B, take a shot. Maybe you catch one on the ground and you get lucky. If you're Bryant, just field the ball and get out of bounds. Don't turn it over again.
So 31 seconds on the clock as Bryant has the lead with the ball.
They're going to go in victory formation right here.
And they might as well. And that's exactly what they're going to do. You don't want to risk any guys getting hurt before the halftime break.
No. Of course, even that they're going to do out of shotgun, though.
Walker is going to stand a little bit, take the snap, and he had to quickly kneel down before Jeremy Edwards got to him.
Yeah, Parkview safeties were both sitting back there just in case, as they should.
So that might as well have been the last play of the half, and it will be. Both teams making their way now to their locker rooms. A lot to talk about in those locker rooms during the break. And while we enjoy this break, we will bring you the halftime performances by both the Bryant and Parkview marching bands. And we will be back soon for our halftime report here on the Patriots Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
That's nice.
Trip Keeter welcoming you back to Simmons Bank Field at War Memorial Stadium alongside Brett Kincaid. Glad to have you with us.
This has been a very, very interesting football game.
Since the opening drive, Bryant has led on the scoreboard for the entire game as they currently lead by 7 over the Parkview Patriots.
Yeah, it's been a real frustrating story for Parkview offensively. Defensively, you got to be pretty happy with the way you rebounded after the beginning of the game. That first drive where Bryant just moved up and down the field like Parkview wasn't even there. But we'll be eager to see what adjustments they make coming out of halftime. If you're Parkview offensively, then you've got to shore up the interior line. They simply cannot allow that penetration up the middle that Bryant was getting, especially there at the end of the second quarter. Just really driving through that middle of the line of scrimmage. And the inside zone game ain't working. So what do you got next? How are you going to move the football on the ground? Because right now, Parkview is having a really difficult time getting to the edge. And that's their strength, is that speed.
Yes.
You got to get outside. That's where we got the 1 touchdowns on the outside. You set that up by running through the middle.
Murphy's going to take it up the middle himself on the opening drive of the second half. Ball comes out. They're not saying that he was down. So after a great run by Murphy, Bryant recovers a fumble and takes the ball to the Parkview 25, and that's where they're going to take over.
I mean, that has been the story of the night for Parkview. Nice run, like you said, right up the middle. Did basically a quarterback draw. There's nothing to suggest that ball did not come out in live play. That's what a brutal break. Now, defense, you cannot pout. You got to get up. You got to get in their face, and you got to hold them to a 3-point attempt here.
From our angle, the ball was rolling well after Quentin went down, but there's no telling what the view from the opposite side of the field was. A quick handoff up the middle into the red zone.
Yeah, once again, that's our main man for Bryant, Thrash. The kid was really good at making himself small and running over folks when he needed to in the first half. And here's the story of the two teams. Bryant wins on first down. Now they're looking at 2nd and 4.
Ball in the red zone at the 18. Give to Thrash again towards the sideline and knocked out of bounds. Going to be a flag. I didn't see anything worth throwing a flag, but we'll see what the call is. Might be a holding.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the edge out there for Bryant did a little tugging on the defensive backs. I couldn't see on the field on the far side.
From the look of the video board here in the stadium, Jeremy Edwards' shoulder pads are now pointing upwards during that
Edwards?
play.
Okay,
So yeah, he was being held pretty hard.
Yeah,
and that's what the call is going to be.
Thought at first I might have been Jace White, but yeah, okay. So, yeah, he totally got turned. That was hard to miss. So, okay, now can Parkview take advantage of this? How can they, they gave up the first down play. Now what are they going to do?
Handed off left side, finds a hole, look out. Down the sideline, out of bounds at the 12. That was Daniel Anderson.
Really nice run there from Anderson, running through tackles, taking it, bouncing outside. They're still setting up. I'm waiting to see Jordan Walker run that same action and carry it himself out to the field side here.
A 1st and goal.
Yeah.
Anderson again, touchdown.
Straight to the boundary side. It was wide open.
All this is an exclamation point after the fumble recovery on the first play of the half.
It was great downfield blocking for Bryant right there. Set the hole easily. There was a wall of Bryant blockers where the interior of the Parkview defense could not get through. Downfield blocking, I mean, it was just like you draw it up.
Now a 2-possession lead for Bryant. This is the most that they've led all game.
It's Sam Nelson running on the field late. Didn't expect Bryant to score so quickly, I guess.
PAT is good, so now it's 24-10, our score. Not even a minute into the second half, and Parkview has got a lot of work to do here for the remainder of the game.
Well, I'm sure what Coach B is telling him on the sideline is We can't look at the score. Okay, we got to run. We executed a great first down play.
Yep.
They had a package in place. They were not prepared defensively to go back out right away. And Bryant was able to execute. I mean, this happens. It's football, right? It's still 2 scores. You've got an electric offense. You've got tons of speed. You've got dynamic playmakers. You got to keep your heads up and cannot lose the team. This is where that senior leadership that we talked about earlier in the show, or in the game, is. You have got to rely on those guys. They have to be the ones in the huddle saying, "We're okay. Settle down." Can't just be coaches.
Now, trailing by 2 possessions is not something impossible. Crazier things have happened in the game of football, but it's really, really easy to loom on these mistakes that Parkview's made. Obviously, the fumble by Murphy and then the dropped punt return by Jermaine Penny. You just have those constantly replaying in your mind, and you're probably going to have it for the remainder of the game, the what-ifs if those 2 don't happen. But now it's up to Parkview to bounce back from that and see what they can do here.
Well, and any coach will tell you, and Coach B's no different. If you turn the ball over 3 times, it's hard to win the football game. And at this point, Parkview is just putting themselves in terrible positions.
Yeah.
That said, it's still 2 scores.
Yeah.
Like, get right back on the horse, execute the offense, go down, put together a good drive, at least hold the ball for a minute, but you really want to score on this drive if at all possible, because you've got to take away some of this momentum that's building up here on the near sideline.
Cameron settles in at running back behind Murphy. Quinton fakes the handoff, a run to his left, finds a seam. Going to be hit on the face mask almost and goes down. Back on his feet very quickly. And now be a gain of 4 yards.
Yeah,
so
Q did a nice job there. That was a lost yardage play. That was definitely going to be, if he hadn't pulled it, that was going to be a loss of 2 at least. He was able to turn it up and make something happen, and that's what Parkview needs. It needs somebody to step up and be electric.
2nd down and 6 from their own 24. And off to Cameron, up the middle. Only going to gain 3 yards, so it'll be 3rd down.
This is where this offense should excel, 3rd and short, right?
Yep.
You've got a great running game. You have the ability to go inside and outside, and you've got the quarterback as an option as well. So really, when they're in rhythm, this is almost a no-brainer.
Yep.
Tonight, things are a little more difficult for them up front. They're playing against, 7, 8 kids.
Yeah.
They've got more depth. They've got more guys to rotate, and they're really well coached.
And off to Settles again, and he's stopped a yard short.
Once again, penetration up the middle by the defensive line. It's not coming off the edge. They're not sending extra blitzers. This is just the front 4 digging in and disrupting the offensive line of Parkview.
So they're going to bring out the punting crew. Zamarian Robinson will get set to boot the ball away.
I mean, Bryant's game tonight, and notice they're not dropping anybody back. They're not taking any chances on turnovers here.
I was trying to look for Frost in the backfield, but he's staying as a linebacker. There's a low punt by Robinson. Will take a Parkview roll all the way back, nearing the 20. And that's where the Patriots will down it.
We got a flag on the play down here on the near side.
So we do. It's very close to the Bryant bench.
And you see Bryant players complaining, so we may get a personal foul for running outside. Sideline warning. I didn't see the replay. I wonder if coaches were getting on the field or players were maybe moving onto the field during live action there. But looking at the Bryant deep, what they were able to do, I mean, they're not sending extra blitzers. They're winning up front with their 4 against the Parkview 5. If you can do that, you can lay back and let those running backs fill the gaps, or let the linebackers fill the gaps.
1st and 10 from their own 20. Another counter to the left. And that's Thrash going to be pulled almost out of bounds, but they're going to say he's inbounds, keep the clock rolling after a 2-yard gain.
It was very well defended that time, but this backside defenders need to be wary of Mr. Walker pulling that down. If you're Cameron Settles, you got to keep your eye on the backfield Don't follow the line.
Yep. So now, 2nd down and 7. Walker in the gun and a flag.
Yep. Little too eager.
So this will set them back 5 yards.
You know, if you're at this point, you know, Bryant has the 2 touchdown lead. You can pretty well sell out for the run at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Make Jordan Walker beat you with his arm.
And off to Thrash. And he's only going to gain a few yards. They're going to mark him down at the 22. So now 3rd down and 8.
Now you got Bryant 3rd and long. 3rd and long is hard for everybody. You can run. You should be able to run with your front 4. Set back middles. Don't anybody beat you over top.
Mm-hmm. Now it's Daniel Anderson in at running back. Trips to the right.
I'm going to sneak up on the line there.
Walker is going to throw. He's got no time. Has to throw it deep as he's getting hit. As he had a Patriot right in his face. That was Chris Edwards.
Yeah, nice job by Chris of coming through, finishing the play, and not committing a personal foul, roughing the passer there. That was just good play all around. Great job on by the Parkview defensive backs there.
Yeah.
Didn't get beat, kept the man in front. Walker didn't have any options, but that's good, smart quarterback. This is why he's going to go play the next level, is he has the ability to look downfield, not see anything, and just protect the football.
And we're going to have another false start on Bryant. So this is going to set Grayson King to punt it away from the shadow of his own goalpost.
Yeah, I think Todd Knight down at Washita is going to be excited to get young Jordan Walker on campus.
Punt is away. Patriots going to let it bounce as it has a backspin, and it's going to stay in Bryant territory.
All right, can Parkview withstand success? You know, it was a very good defensive series.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're able to get the ball back in positive field position now. You know, not a great punt. It took a very good Parkview bounce.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with it? Mm-hmm. This is the best team in 5A and one of the 5 best teams in the entire state.
Yeah.
Show it. Now you got to step up and show it.
So now Montario Elston will be lined up at running back in the gun with Q Murph. Hand it off to Money. Try to make a cut. Flag on the play. It might have got his face mask.
Are they going to call that from the far side?
Yeah, and they are.
Near side line judge had nothing, but the far side totally saw it. I'm not surprised. This near side field judge is the one who threw the dubious holding call against Parkview earlier. You're gonna find out see his driver's license at the end of the game. But it was obviously not the way he wanted to get the ball at the field.
Mm-hmm.
But now Bryant's making a mistake. Now it's time for Parkview to capitalize.
So it's going to be first down from the Bryant 34 after the face mask. Penny in motion, handoff to Money up the middle.
That's what you expect to see out of Parkview football.
Yep. Gains 3 yards. Second down from the 31.
Money did a great job just exploding through the hole. If he tiptoes, that's stopped, at the line, maybe a yard. Didn't get a whole lot, but getting 3.5 keeps you moving forward.
Second down and 7 yards to go. Murphy rolls to his left, fires, and pass was too low, incomplete, looking for Kyrick Fulks, and now a late flag. A late holding call.
I wonder if that was on Macquarius Hill. He was outside trying to carry along with that rolled pocket, and I wonder if he got his hand on his his hook on the pad just a little too long.
Must have.
They're going to take the penalty, back him up. Smart there. Parkview has been behind the sticks so much tonight. When you're designed your offense to get you to third and second, or third and 2, where you can pop it deep and go for it on fourth, second and 17 is a pretty tough pill to swallow.
From the 41, quick handoff to Montario Elston, and he's got his speed, and he's going to be finally pulled down to the 30. Wow.
Yeah, that was a really nice run there. Great job of getting to the hole and getting there fast. That was Bryant Davis. Yeah, Davis did Parkview was solid by throwing him forward about 3 yards too. Make this even a third and somewhat manageable.
I think Montario was going so fast that Davis had to kind of use that forward momentum to bring him down.
Yeah, otherwise money may have gone to the bank.
Oh yeah. He's no stranger to it. On third down, hand off to Money again, only going to gain a yard. Trying to punch it up the middle, but now it's a 4th down and 5 situation.
Yeah, stuck back in that middle zone. I don't. Field goals are not going to win the game for you at this point.
No. And it doesn't look like they're going to bring out Solomon Aguilar at all. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4.
We'd probably be testing Solomon's range at this point anyhow.
Yeah.
Don't want to be a gut punch to try it and miss.
As great of a range he has, he's still human, so he's got a limit.
Yeah, and you need touchdowns. You don't need field goals here.
Bryant fans making a lot of noise as Murphy looks to throw in and out of the hands by a Bryant defender. It was either Daryl Moore or Drake Holt. There's 2 42s on the roster, but either way, it doesn't matter. Turnover on downs.
Yeah, Q just didn't see him. I mean, plain and simple, just didn't see him. Had a receiver on a one-on-one deep, but I know you're just trying to get the first down there.
Yeah.
Tough break for Parkview. They really had it set up. Again, holding call out here on the edge, pushes them back once again behind the sticks. The story of the night. I mean, how many? We'll have to go back and look at the box later and how many times they executed an entire series without being somewhat behind the sticks at some point.
Another handoff by Bryant. This time, no gain. That was Zachariah Curtis Jones on the carry.
I mean, if you're Bryant at this point, you're happy to see those seconds tick off the clock. I know you want to go score a touchdown, 2-touchdown lead against Parkview with their explosiveness is not a gimme at all.
No.
But we may not see that hurry up again unless they catch Parkview in a disadvantageous situation.
A fake the handoff as Walker was hit as he threw the ball. That caused it to fall down.
He keeps taking hits like that, Walker might not make it to Arkadelphia.
And
that
he
was
looks,
a big one.
He looks like the breath was knocked out of him on that hit.
Yeah, that was a clean hit, just good football.
Yeah.
And he still, I'm just impressed he's able to get the ball off as well as he did. And I thought that might be a duck out there waiting for somebody to grab it.
So now suddenly it's 3rd down and 10. Walker is going to look to throw it here again, most likely. Nope, it's a handoff up the middle. And look out. Foot race to the 50. Holy cow, he's still on his feet. Thrash again.
That kid is showing something tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he has something to prove.
He is a very strong runner. I mean, we haven't seen him in open field with the ability to really max out his speed, but my goodness, he is strong in the lower half, and you've got to wrap up to bring him down.
Yep. Hand it off. Look out down the far sideline. Jermaine Penny with the tackle. That was Daniel Anderson that time.
Yeah, Thrash and Anderson, it sounds like a law firm. They are much more like a thunder and lightning situation.
Yeah.
They have been very, very good today.
A dynamic duo at running back. Here's Anderson again. Going to cut out to left side. A flag on the play as Robinson made the tackle.
That one's going to be coming back. At this point, Parkview needs the yardage. I know they don't want to give up more time and would like the down, but you really need to push Bryant back here. Another field goal is going to make this game incredibly difficult.
So it is a holding.
Hopefully soon. There is a way that we can connect to the White Hats microphone
I mean,
in
nice.
this stadium. So
Hear it a little bit.
We'll figure it out at some
A
point.
bit of an echo.
Hand it off again. And this time hit. Robinson lost his hat
Yeah,
as
you
he
get
was
to
making the tackle.
Step out for a play here.
It's Curtis Jones that time on the carry.
Now is where Parkview has got to maintain no penalties. You know, like
Yep.
you cannot do something silly here. You are at the edge of their field goal range, maybe beyond even at this point. Don't give up simple yardage. And
Now
now you're going to
flag.
get offsides.
It was an offensive offsides on Bryant.
Yeah, it
Does
might
he
be
point
lined
it?
up offsides.
It's just a false start. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Our friend here on the near side is showing offsides,
Yeah,
and then
he
the
did.
white hat showing it as illegal motion or movement.
Mm-hmm. So now second down and 25. Walker
Wow.
fires. He's got a man wide open, and he makes the catch at the 6-yard line.
Very well done. That pocket was gorgeous. He was able to sit back and allow for the play to develop. This was not the quick hitters that we've been seeing. This was a very, this one took a little bit of time, but the Bryant offensive line was able to hold up easily.
Jacoby Boone that time on the reception.
Yeah, Boone laid out. That was nice.
Walker looks to throw to the end zone. Got it. Touchdown. And over the back pad was Kamari Austin extending this Bryant lead.
That was that's about as well as you can throw it too. Walker just put it in the bucket. I mean,
Yeah.
it was as good as you could expect. You see those throws not executed well on Saturdays and Sundays.
Bryant running away with it here in the second half. PAT is no good this time. So a 20-point lead.
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's a bit of a chance. Nothing's impossible.
It came back to haunt Bryant last year.
Yeah.
Now Parkview though, what I worry about is a quick turnover or a quick 3 and out or something like that. You got to worry about fatigue. Bryant's offensive line, while maybe not as big as what we saw at Melissa, maybe not as up to the standard that we expect out of Bryant, those are still some big old boys.
Yeah.
They have been leaning on you. Bryant has controlled the ball. They're able to find the seams now. They are running that counter play very, very well. And they have multiple dimensions off of that play, multiple waggles they could run with Walker. They also can run that same. They could run that same motion and still do an inside zone back to the inside to the field side.
Yeah.
It's just it's an offense that is really fun to watch when they're running it well, and they're running it very well right now. Parkview has a similarly exciting offense whenever they are running well. They just have not been able to get on track.
This is almost a result. I know the game's far from over, but a lot of people expected a result like this where Bryant had most of the control because objectively they're the bigger and more athletic team, and they have a lot of talent and of course depth. There's a low kick.
I think depth is as big a deal as any.
Yeah.
And you see with their running back duo, they have been extremely effective, staying fresh. You know, Parkview is some of the best athletes on the field, but Bryant just has a whole bunch of them. I'm going to huddle on the sideline here before they go out on the field and maybe run straight to the ball.
So back to action after the kick. Barely went into the end zone for a touchback. I saw Man was anticipating it to go out of bounds, but it went as a touchback.
Late on the field after all that.
Jermaine Penny in motion. Give
There's
to Elston.
outside.
Finds a hole outside down the sideline. Goes out of bounds after gaining the first down, and a late flag after a potential late hit.
Yeah, that is, boy, hard to say game changer at this point, but that's the first significant mistake that we've seen from Bryant when it comes to poise. You know, they've been able to. They've made a couple penalties, obviously, and but that's a poise problem, and that's the first time we've seen it. It wasn't egregious either, but it was certainly he was in the thick white. There's no question about it.
Yeah, and you could tell everyone on the Parkview bench was saying, "Hey, wait a minute, you can't do that."
Oh yeah, if you don't throw that flag on the Parkview sideline, it's going to be a long fourth quarter for that side judge.
It's going to be a problem. So now, 1st and 10 from their own 48. Murphy hands off the money, crosses the 50, and down at the 46 of Bryant.
The creases are just so small. I mean, Bryant has done a good job of holding up on the blocks. Parkview is executing well. It's just, you know, against a team like this, the guys are just that extra 5 to 10% more difficult to move. Creases are just a little bit smaller.
Dak Crosby now at running back for the Patriots, as Elston's been moved to the slot. Money in motion. Give to Crosby up the middle. Found some good
That's
seams.
a nice move.
And yeah, gets a first down.
Let's get some momentum. Let's get some movement on this offense here. We've got a chance to get back in the ball game. Got to score here. I mean, you cannot get to the end of this quarter and not cut this thing down to where you feel like you have a chance in the fourth.
Now, new set of downs from the 37. Murphy hands it off. Dak Crosby again. He's going to be wrestled down to the 35. They're going to mark him at the 33.
Yeah, that was a gang tackle if you've ever seen one there.
Yeah.
That was, but still, 1 on first down. Now you got to move. 2nd and 6. Keep the pressure on Bryant. Make them execute.
2nd down and 6 from the 33. Hand off to Dak Crosby again. Wrangled down. It's going to be a close one. I believe he's a yard short, and no, they're going to move the chains. He was down just in front of the line of gain.
Yeah, I think our chain gang got displaced there for a minute. Again, first down, stop the clock. Clock's not a huge pressure point right now, but you need, when you're down 20, every second matters.
Yeah, you need all the time you can get. Ball at the 27. Murphy looking to throw, got no time. A flag from the left side as Murphy was running to the right.
I wonder if they're going to call a illegal low block.
See what the call is here.
I mean, there's nobody in the area where the flag sits. By the time the flag landed, that place was vacated.
Amarian Robinson coming back into the game.
Long discussion out there.
Yeah. That flag came out as the ball was hitting the ground.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he's on the far side of the field. I mean, he's way away from the action.
We're going to see what the call is here. And now all of just a discussion with all of the referees now.
Full-on conference here.
And now they're going to...
Oh, we're going to consult with the Bryant coaching staff, too, apparently. Now they got one back here. They're going to call grounding, I guess, up there.
Let's see. So it is intentional grounding. So loss of down. Very interesting call.
And now it's 2nd and forever. My heavens.
Ball is going to be at the 41. The line to gain is the 17.
So your average 2nd and 24, 22 is what they're calling it officially. And Parkview obviously has a good pass game, but this is not the way this team is built.
No. Money in motion, handoff to Dak Crosby, and
Bryant obviously knows that.
Yeah.
They do not have to drop back in and add a nickel back in. They can run linebackers and 4 down.
it's officially a loss of 2. 3rd down and 24. Ball at the 42. Murphy looks to throw. A little bit of time, and that time is out. As he is hit in the backfield by number 99, Malachi McDonald.
Yeah, the alarm clock in the head did not go off. He did the double clutch. There really wasn't much open. He was looking for a 50-50 ball downfield. There really wasn't much, and he just waited too long to decide. He wasn't even going through progressions. He was just waiting to see if his outside receiver could get enough separation to make it worth it.
So now 4th and 35. Punt is away. Going to take a Parkview roll. The Patriots race for it and tap it, keep it inside, away from the goal line. They're going to mark it at the 2.
Very well done.
Wow.
Very well done. That one was headed to the goal line.
Yeah. I believe that was Jaden McMillan who turned on the Jets to get to that ball.
Yeah, Jaden is maybe on the 4x100 team this spring. That was very good closing speed. And now, look, when you're down 20, you're looking for any sort of edge, any sort of angle you can get to. At this point, a fumble, any sort of negative play, a holding in the end zone, anything that can get you a spark. Because Parkview is really flat right now. They've got to have something good happen to him.
Hand off to Thrash. He's only going to will only gain a yard down at the 3. 2nd and 9. And that's the right call if you're that close to the goal line. Just punch it up the gun real quick.
Yeah, when you got a 3-score lead like this, take your take the 3 and out and punt if that's where you get to. It's no loss for you as long as you avoid turnovers on this side of the field. And if you're Bryant, you feel pretty good about where you are.
We have a full quarter remaining in this ball game as Parkview trails by 20. This is the first game in a while that they've trailed the whole game. We'll see how they bounce back in the 4th. Coming up on the Patriot Sports Network. Back here live from War Memorial Stadium as the Bryant offense is still on the field from their own 3-yard line. Hand it off. We pulled down at the 7-yard line.
And we're not going to see anything fancy out of Bryant right here. That's for
sure. They just want to keep Parkview's offense off the field as much as they can.
And just bleed this clock now.
Yeah.
I mean, the time is definitely on their side. And they're, again, in no hurry. We're now going to be under 10 before they snap. Moving back to a quarterback draw situation.
They're going to punt it on 3rd down. So it's going to take a roll after Jordan Walker punted the ball away on 3rd down.
It's an interesting choice. Not one I would have made. However, when you're up this big, look, think of it this way. 3rd and 5, you run up the gut, maybe you get 2 yards.
Yeah.
Then Parkview is pinning their ears back to come try and block the kick.
Yeah.
You get it this way, if you give up a touchdown in your Bryant, you're not hitting the emergency panic button.
No.
It's an interesting choice. Kevin Kelly would probably have a full different perspective on that. But I do think that in that circumstance, it's not the bad play. It's like taking a safety when you're up 9 or 10, or you're up in a situation where you know that you're going to be okay.
Now trips to the left. Hand off to Elston. He reverses his field. Gets a good gain as he's pulled down out of bounds into the Bryant bench.
Bryant, David, again, he said his name a lot tonight. He really is the one that pushed that one. He kept contained. He did not follow inside. He stayed on his side of the field and pushed Q outside.
Yeah.
Like there was no way he could cut it up and really hit the Jets.
2nd and 5 from the 43. In the gun. 3 to the left. Quick screen pass to Penny. Jermaine still chopping his feet inside the 40. They're going to mark him down at the 38.
I mean, you really want to see downfield passing, but really, if Parkview's going to get back in this game, they've got to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers.
Yep.
And do it any way you can, and ended up squeezing a 1st down out of that one.
Chains were late to move, but it is a 1st down. And now have a timeout.
Is that an official timeout?
Good question. I'm not seeing anything. I just saw a quick timeout, and they're
Allowing Bryant to change their entire defense.
Yeah. There's no signal for a timeout from either team.
No.
So just an interesting stoppage of play by the officials. And Bryant looked like they were ready for an official timeout to just, drop something on the sideline and then.
Yeah, that is curious.
Yeah. Murphy fakes the handoff, keeps it himself down the left side.
There's the game. That's what we were expecting to see all night.
Yep.
A little slow getting up.
Yeah, he's. And they're going to have an official's timeout. This is not what you wanted to see. Murphy slowly trying to make his way back up.
Didn't see anything egregious on that. It easily could have been a wind knocked out of him type situation, but
possibly
you want to see the a replay on that at some point because he went to the ground hard, but it didn't look anything outside of just a regular football play.
He got back on his feet on his own. They're not letting him continue playing as he's holding on. They're holding on to his left arm.
Interesting. They did an official timeout, so he's got to step out for one play.
Here's a replay here.
And he's definitely holding.
Something happened when he went down. He must have hit his elbow on the turf in a wrong way, or I'm not completely sure.
Well, the game moves on.
Yep. New quarterback in the game now. I believe that's
it's Emmanuel.
Emmanuel Bunting.
And little inside zone play looks like picked up another 1st down. And they are moving the chains.
Yep. I was too busy trying to find the number of a Bunting. This is the first time we've really seen him play this season.
Well, we'll find out how well he commands the offense really, really quickly. Given that this is a read zone option.
Give to Cameron Settles up the middle, making a few guys miss. Gains about 5, maybe a little more than that.
And looks like Q's coming back in.
And yes, he is. So whatever was wrong, he seems to be Hot in his feet again.
Yeah, his feet are not the problem.
Yeah,
he was really light.
He was slow. He was slowly making his way off the sideline as if something was really wrong, and on his left arm. Now all of a sudden he seems
Well,
ready
you
to
said
go.
he made hit his arm funny on the way down. You know, if you get that stinger in your elbow, it takes a minute for it to shake out.
Must have needed a recharge. Yeah. 2nd down and 4. Murphy to throw. Fires. He was looking for man-man, but it goes out of bounds.
He was high-low, double covered. There was, I mean, the linebacker came off underneath immediately. That's yeah. Q needs to be able to do a multi-read. They're gonna bring in Manny Bunting back in the ball game.
So now it's 3rd down and 4. Very interesting quarterback rotation now after that.
Well, the coaches may have just seen on that. I mean, it was a bad read, and he thankfully threw it in a spot where nobody could get it. But
Settles takes it down the middle. He's saying he got a 1st down, and according to the sideline judge, he's just short.
showing it on the 18.5-yard line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm stunned there's not a measurement on this one.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th and inches. Really, really close. Coming out in the big man set.
Push.
There's the scrum. Bunting found an extra
I don't know. If
extra effort after his push back at first. I don't think he made it.
I mean, it appears to be set exactly where they had set it previously.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game. A big stop by Bryant.
I hate to question the call, but we've had a difficult time moving that defensive line the entire game. Choosing to go that route with an inexperienced quarterback. There are not a lot of things in the playbook. It's a heck of a lot better when I was saying earlier when you get too far back and you overthink it. Sometimes you overthink it the other way.
Yeah. It is a questionable but understandable call because you're down this much in the 4th quarter. You want to keep pushing closer to the end zone.
Oh, yeah. No, I just think you can execute a different play.
And now here we go, a foot race. As Man finally makes the tackle. As that was Curtis Jones again. These running backs for Bryant, I mean, all of them in the backfield, they're going to be playing on Saturdays for sure.
Yeah, no, they've got a really good running back room down there at Bryant, no question about it. And the offensive line, I think there was some skepticism about how well they would play mixing in some new kids this year, but they have really gelled.
So new set of downs in Parkview territory. Counter to the right, that's Anderson.
Smart runner.
He's bumped, still chopping his feet. Stood up at the 35.
Yeah, Anderson real patient there. Really waited for that hole to open. Did a little skip, made himself small, then really, really churned those legs to get through and try and drive a few more yards. And all of a sudden, it's a 7-yard game. It should have been 3 to 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, and again, no urgency whatsoever from the Bryant Hornets.
They're just going to let the clock continue rolling with
they're not even
7:40 remaining.
They won't be changing formations.
Nope.
They're doing what works.
Another carry by Anderson, and he's only going to gain a yard as they'll stop his forward progression.
Now
3rd and 1.
Yeah, 3rd and short for them. We're just they'll run that trip set. They'll just move it to the field side.
So now they have Thrash again at running back on the 3rd and 1.
Can't go wrong tonight, at least. Bryant has been able to be successful with everybody.
And now play is called dead and a false start.
Actually, they're going to leave Thrash on the field. They're going to run Kamari Austin out and bring back in Mr. Curtis Jones.
3rd and 6. With how well Bryant's been running the ball tonight, it's not really a tough situation for him. Hand it off. Thrash will only gain a yard.
You know, it's got to be real frustrating for the Parkview coaching staff to watch Bryant run an offense that's so similar to theirs and just to execute much more cleanly.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a good learning opportunity. They watch film tomorrow. They'll be able to go back and point out where they got, you know, where it didn't work.
Yeah.
And real good teaching opportunity before Parkview heads into conference play.
Yeah, and what's even better, next week is a bye week for Parkview. And so they get an extra week to rest and reset, you know, recharge their batteries, and they'll be ready to go come the next game.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of kids needing treatment after this one. This has been a pretty pounding game, especially those guys up front. And honestly, the backers are going to be sore from trying to tackle these kids all night because these are hard runners out of Bryant.
So Bryant's going to take an intentional penalty here as they ran out the play clock. That'll just push them back 5 more yards, 4th and 10 for the punt by Grayson King. Punt is away. Man made it look like he wanted to catch it, but he lets it roll out of bounds or to the end zone.
He kind of wanted that one, didn't he?
He absolutely did.
I don't blame him. He's looking to make. He's a playmaker.
Yeah.
He wants to make a play. He wants to do something to, even if not, you know, time is the enemy of Parkview. So pulling out 3 touchdowns in 5:25 is going to be a tough thing. But you want to put something out there to show. You don't want to go into this off week with this kind of lackluster performance in your mouth. You really want to find something that you can build on heading into that off week.
Now here we go. So we'll have Emmanuel Bunting in at quarterback for, I assume, the remainder of the game, just so Q can rest.
Yeah, I mean, that's a smart play. I think you can take care of the kid at this point.
Hand off to Montario Elston. Found a hole. Quickly collapsed, but he still gains 9 yards.
You know, Money is so fun to watch.
Yeah.
The scat back, you know, he has that extra little wiggle, that extra jump. In that instance, hit it and run. You know, he make a one-cut move. I think he slows down his momentum in that situation. But hard to argue with the results, though. He is a heck of a ball player.
Now 2nd down and short situation. They hand it off to Dak Crosby this time. He gets the first.
He got crumpled at the 32. But first down for Parkview, that's exactly what they need to do. They need to execute. You know, this is going to be a really good opportunity for Emmanuel Bunting to get some snaps and live action. Hopefully everything's okay with Q, but you're going to need another quarterback this year at some point.
Yep. You know, Murphy is a senior this year, and Bunting's a junior, so he's going to be coming back next year. This is getting him some playing time as it's a quick pass down to the left side.
You know, that's not an easy pass to make.
No.
That's a little short out to the far side of the field, and he had some mustard on that one.
That was Torrin Heyman. I believe that was Kyron Fulks that time. I beg your pardon.
It's probably one read play. You know, it was pretty well designed to go that side, but he was very decisive and threw a really nice ball.
New set of downs from their own 40. Bunting, quick pass to Penny, and he's got nowhere to go. He's going to only gain 4 yards.
I know this is, we're probably seeing some of the second team players from Bryant.
Yep.
Liking what I'm seeing out of Bunting right now. He is moving, he is authoritative, and he is really putting some zip on the ball.
Yep. Gives you a little comfort in this Parkview offense. Now you have a strong quarterback backing up Murphy. Another pass to the left side.
Really
It's a
opening up the
man-man.
pass game.
Yeah. He has to be wrestled and thrown out of bounds at the 45.
Got thrown around like a sack of okra there on the sideline. But again, you're looking for positives. You want to be able to coach something good coming out of this.
Yes.
Obviously we talked about the very beginning of the game. This is like a bowl game. It is extra prep. You're playing against the best. You're going into conference play after a week off. Like, there's a lot. But now you're seeing, all right, guys, let's develop players.
A quick miscue there by Bunting and Crosby. As Emmanuel is going to lose a yard trying to run himself. It looked like they didn't know if it was supposed to be a handoff or a fake handoff or anything, so a brief miscue.
Yeah, I wasn't sure Bunting had his hands on the ball well that time. He was kind of, as he was moving ahead, wasn't sure he had full control. An avoided turnover. That's one positive thing for today.
Now 2nd down and 10. Bunting, quick screen pass to Money, but Bryant read that pretty well.
I was just thinking, as the ball was in the air, I was thinking I'd really like to see them throwing this ball down the field a little bit. Now at 3rd and 12, we're going to get to see 3rd 13, a chance to see that.
Even if this is the 2nd team defense for Bryant, they're still playing hard. It's really important to give these guys, no matter where they are on the depth chart, the playing time.
Yeah, and it's probably a mix at this point. You don't want to you don't want to give Parkview a chance. It's too explosive, too many athletes.
Manuel's got to scramble to his right. He's bumped as he's looking to throw, and it goes out of bounds.
That is a play of a kid who hasn't seen a ton of live action right there. They don't hit like that in practice.
No, they don't.
So not understanding exactly where he was on the field, not having not enough reps.
Yeah.
Which it's going to happen. It's a backup quarterback.
Right.
And late in the game, he stood in there tall. He took the hit. He'll learn. That's the sort of thing that teaches you anything more than coaching is you get taught real quick whenever you get hit, you get your bell rung.
And you're exactly right. He wears that green jersey at practice, so obviously they don't lay a hand on him. No practice for any kind of contact. So he was looking for just a routine, quick rollout pass, but instead it was met. And now a quick punt away by Robinson. A high punt will bounce out of bounds at the. Well, no, it stayed inbounds. It looked like it had a roll. It's going to be marked at the 13, and at this point, Bryant's just going to run out the clock.
Yeah, and back to Bunting. Like I've been impressed with the kid. He's kind of thrown into a tough situation. Like you said, he's not getting any live action in practice. He's Q's getting the majority because he's still developing. He's getting the majority of the snaps. But he came in, he throws a really nice ball. Very confident in the pocket. Too confident there. He was holding on to it for too long. But again, he'll learn, and that'll be something they show him on tape.
So they'll bring out Anderson alongside Walker. Just expect a quick run up the middle here. There's Anderson with the handoff. Found a bit of a hole and a good gain down to the 19. There's no 2-minute timeout yet in high school, so clock will continue rolling.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised to see Jordan Walker still out there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want him taking any hits. I imagine he's going to be handing it off for the rest of the night. And when you've got a trio of backs like they have, why not?
Yeah, absolutely. Gonna let the clock roll. All they really need is to let the play clock hit 1, take the snap, and then just like that, run it up the middle.
Yeah, first down here, they can go to victory
Pretty much
formation.
getting victory formation.
Yeah.
So yeah, tonight was really you couldn't help but feel excited coming into this game because you know how talented both these teams are. It really came down to Bryant having more depth behind them and a lot more strength because they're just the bigger team and the bigger class of football. And so you can't really feel too upset about this loss because it's only one game.
It's only one game. It doesn't count in the standings.
Yeah.
And it is going to be a teaching moment. This is where the coaches come in and they will do what they got to do. They will coach them up. They will break down the film. It's a teachable moment. These are teachers after all.
Another handoff to Anderson. Only going to gain 2 yards. They really could just go. Yeah,
one more snap.
Yeah, and that'll pretty much be it. What's on my mind right now? I mentioned that
Parkview is going into a bye week next week. And as far as I know, so is our entire network on Natural State Sports, because also the entire Pulaski County Special School District, for which we cover, are all on bye weeks next week. So we have no broadcast next week. It's going to be very weird. But on top of a bye week, we come back on a Thursday night at Hot Springs. That's going to be a very dangerous Parkview team to be playing, because they have this bad taste in their mouth.
They cannot wait to get back out on the football
they're
field.
going to be so hungry on that field, and just a hungry Parkview Patriot team is dangerous to be in front of.
And you're opening up conference play. You're
Yeah.
back in your own class. You're playing. Hot Springs is a they're going to have athletes. They've got a good tradition there in Hot
Yes.
Springs. Parkview, though, is still the class of the 5A
Yes.
until somebody proves otherwise. Not the class of 7A this year, but they don't have to compete for a 7A title.
No. Bryant can easily. They're easily just the choice to make it to the 7A state final.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see the some of the other power teams we've seen. Conway, Fayetteville,
Yeah.
of course, Bentonville. Not as outwardly dominant as they have been in the past, but
No.
still great power and tradition there. But the ability to for Bryant
Yeah.
to run the football so effectively,
Yeah.
that's going to play well for them as they move on.
And if you're Parkview and if you're Bryant, really one loss, one non-conference loss, especially if you're Parkview, this one loss, if this is your only L of the season, you
Yeah.
are not worried.
No, no.
You are still
It's-
most likely, if you win out the rest of the year, you're going to have that number 1 seed in 5A.
It's cosmetic.
Yeah.
It doesn't have any bearing on the playoffs. What you need is this team to be able to flush it quickly. I mean,
Yes.
these are a bunch of kids. In every sense of the word, these are kids.
Yeah.
So the good news is kids are resilient. They'll move on quickly. But this is going to hurt. Coaches are going to be the ones that take longer to get over it. And, their job is now go show the kids what they got wrong, help them not repeat the same mistakes, and then get ready for conference play.
Absolutely. And first of all, congrats to Bryant. They are a very talented football team. And
Very impressive.
yeah, very, very great sportsmanship on both sides, by the way. Noticed a lot of times where players were helping each other up if they got knocked down. So obviously a lot of respect, mutual respect between both teams. Really, like I said before the game, this was all for bragging rights, and Bryant has the bragging rights as of now. I'm sure this series will continue on in the future, so we'll probably be back in Saline County most likely next season. But until then, congrats to Bryant as they got the victory here.
Yeah, good for them. I mean, this
Yeah.
is the type of win that can propel them to potentially a perfect season as they head on the rest of the way. Parkview has obviously a tough night here, but 2 solid wins prior to this. This is maybe this is what they need to kind of crystallize their thinking as they head into conference play.
And that'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. We thank our Parkview students helping us out tonight. Chris and Henson also here in the stadium on main camera. Malia Murphy-Mack, Jaden Hester, our Parkview students, our producer and engineer, Will Watkins. And for my broadcast partner, Brett Kincaid, this is the voice of Parkview football, Trip Keeter, saying good night from historic War Memorial Stadium. See you in Hot Springs in a couple weeks.